scares the monsters looking in the dark. Gore and more team ready to embark. Thrills and chills, we embrace them all.
What's going on, Gorehounds, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Gore and More podcast. I am not so mean, Fluff Mess Supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing the shit show in. However, I don't bring the shit show in alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies. That was freaking me out. I needed to change it. I need the same thing. Started off with that Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, all the way down from the Chattahoochee, Mr. Chad Crispin.
What's up, bitches, and happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. We have the Dean of the Deceased, the Duke of the Dead, Lord Scuba Cabra, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And we have that killing machine. We like to call him that Meat Mountain. Long Dong Silver, Mr. Bobby Balone Amone.
Good evening, you jackwagons. Welcome to the shit show.
Nice. Yes, today is June 9th, and we are talking 2010's Let Me In. This is a Brody Kane pick, so I'm sure we're all excited to hear what he has to say, as per the usual. I'm excited to talk about this. This is the first time view for me. I can't speak for the fellas here, but second time for Chad. First for Bob. First for all right. So
Wow.
Okay. Interesting. We'll see where we all land on this.
I would love for one of these days for Brody to pick a movie that he absolutely hates, and then he's just like, "Ha ha, got you fuckers."
So
No, what I would love,
We would probably end up loving
that's
it.
what's going to happen. He's going to pick one he hates, and we're going to fucking love it.
are we talking about for like potential next year, like the dip pick or whatever?
Just for the hell of it. I just want to see.
Because the idea of a tank pick, one popped in my head driving home from work the other day, and I was like, oh, that's the one. I'm not going to say it because obviously I got to keep it in the bag, but yeah. So before we discuss this movie of sorts, we're going to talk about what we did in the last weekend or what we didn't do. I don't know. So, Steve, how are you feeling today, buddy? I know the allergies are hitting.
The allergies are kicking. The voice is a little deeper than the usual, but I'm going to try. So we're going to see what comes out.
Are we going to get like a Barry Manilow, Steve, right now?
Welcome to the Slice of Life. No,
It's Johnny when he had the chocolate rain voice.
Oh my God, that was still such a good time.
All right, let's see if I can do this. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, prepare for your
Slice of Life. You still got it, dude.
Still got it.
It was a little,
Even with the allergies. I can tell you were fighting it.
Yeah, it was.
You still had
Yeah.
It's all good, dude. Well, you take a rest. Chad Daddy, how was your weekend, brother?
Not too bad, and like Scoobs, my allergies have been crazy today. Like my eyes were just so red and swollen. Like watching today's movie, I had to pause it halfway through because I couldn't see shit until the allergy.
That's bad.
That's wild. That's how you know.
Horrible. But yeah, aside from that, not bad. Still on the job hunt, which it's going.
Nice.
Yeah.
You'll get
So
it.
that doing some get some nice workouts in at the gym. Gene's here. Hey, Gene.
Hey, Gene.
Gene got me the that new hard drive to replace the one that broke. So I've been having fun. I've got it all sorted out. Now there are some things that were missing that didn't like during whatever was lost in the old hard drive. But I'm able to see what I'm missing now. And it's just like little comics here and there. I'm like, oh, I can get that. I'm like, good. So it was easy to figure out. So I got that sorted out. Friday, watched that new Predator movie that premiered on Hulu.
Yeah, dude. Did we all watch it that day?
No, I
Bob
didn't get a chance because then I ended up having to hop on Phasma.
So you still haven't
watched it?
No.
Oh my God.
Well, make time for it. It's really good.
Well, I have Hulu here, so
do it tonight.
This week I'll be able to.
Yeah, because we can't talk about the mid-credits scene, if you want to call it that. It sets up so many possibilities. But so I watched that. Really enjoyed it. It's a well-paced hour and a half movie. Doesn't drag on in any. The animation gets a little off-putting at times. Like I wish they would put more of a design into the predators themselves or the Yautja or whatever you want to call them. But it was really cool seeing.
I thought they had a pretty solid. Like I like that they were all different.
They were all different, and I love that.
But I wanted to see a little bit more detail, I think, to them.
That's fair.
I just needed. I mean, like, dude, if you gave me the set of 4 that we got, and I was like, bro, that's a Ninja Turtle squad of Predators, man. Like, that's fucking
and dude, the one in the ship, hands down, my favorite looking one because he was probably the most different looking Predator that we've.
He was so cool looking.
Do it.
He didn't have dreads either.
He did not have dreads. He was bald, and he had that fucking gnarly eye patch.
It made me think of that fucking Klingon from Star Trek 6. Eye patch and all.
Yeah.
All right. We can't spoil too much for Bob, though, if he hasn't seen it. Or anybody
I will
else.
say, the fucking Ninja Samurai one was my personal favorite. Very little dialogue, told such a great story, even without the dialogue.
Yes.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
And I like how they're called the shield, the sword, and the bullet.
The bullet.
And for me, the bullet's my favorite. I love that one.
Would you consider that movie? I was trying to explain that to somebody today. I'm like, it's an anthology, but it's not, but it is.
It's an anthology in the same way that Trick or Treat is, where it does all tie together.
Right. It's just, and that's why it's like, and that's why I would put it still in that same thing, but it almost does it to where it's like, it's not though, but it I don't know. It's fucking weird.
Well, see, and we don't know how much time passes from the time that the bullet ended to what we actually see.
Easily, it could have been a little 4-series episodic miniseries if they wanted to.
Yep.
But as a solid movie, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping they could do another one. It was really good. It definitely left me wanting more.
I'll
and
say
it's really got me looking.
If it's a success, I'm sure it will.
John and I talked about our theories, and
dude.
Some of the stuff we were talking about was like, dude, that would be fucking gnarly. Like if it ties into Badlands.
That's just what I was thinking. What if it ties into Badlands?
The one time we're just
tie into it.
The one time we're like, all right, phone, listen.
Yeah, listen to us. Listen to us. Happy Monday, Molly.
Hey, Molly.
Hey, what's up, Molly?
Hi, Molly.
But I watched that, then went to the in-laws, had a cookout on Saturday. Sunday was cleaning day. And then I watched this movie today.
Noise.
Which we're to get and talk about. And what else did I do? Anything else really? Phasma Thunderdome with the boys.
Thundercocks.
Brody fucking cheating, I swear.
He has to 7 in a row. None of us.
He didn't cheat. We were just not on our game because there's
no. Last night we were not on our game.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking when I say we, I mean me. I was not on my game because I turned into Bobby this past week, and I don't know how the fuck that happened.
Dude, I was Bobby yesterday. I was dying in every damn match, and that shit just doesn't happen often. But man, and the ghosts, they just don't want to give us evidence. We tried Nightmare Mode, John, and then we said, screw this, went back to professional, and I swear the game was still stuck on Nightmare Mode.
Ooh.
That happened to us Friday, too.
Gene, tell your mom I said happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mama
to the mom, Gene.
Hey, it's my son's birthday, too.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday to him, too.
Gene's mom's awesome. She went to see Deadpool and Wolverine with us last year. Had a blast.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, Scoops, how about you, brother?
I didn't do a damn thing this weekend, man. I tried to do as little as I could. Saturday or Friday night, Phasmophobia. Saturday night, Phasmophobia. Saturday during the day, didn't do much. I ended up making a brisket for Mel. When was that? Friday night? Friday night, I think I made the brisket. Friday or Saturday?
I think it was Saturday, wasn't it?
No, it was Friday. It was Friday night.
Because Friday,
yeah.
Picture of that shit.
Yeah. So I didn't want to smoke it though, because I was like, dude, I got out of work late. I'm just gonna buy brisket. I'm gonna throw it in the roaster. I'm gonna cheat, which is a big sin here in Texas when it comes to brisket. But it came out fucking solid, man. I threw some liquid smoke on it and seasoned it up. Threw that bitch in the roaster, and in 4 hours it came out, and it was so damn good, so good. Saturday didn't do much. I played Phasmophobia. Yesterday, I'm not as pale looking as I usually am. Chad Daddy and I usually have the same skin tone going on. I spent about 6 hours outside yesterday under a canopy, mind you, but I still got a little sunburn, and then woke up this morning with a nice little dark. I say dark to me. It's not really dark. I'm still pale as fuck, but I got a nice little tan going.
Mexican.
Yes, I am. Never that dark though, but I can blend. I can blend both ways. So don't pick me up, ice. But we recorded an episode of the wrestling show for the company that I'm a part of, and it was hot as fucking balls. We got there about 12 o'clock, started setting up sound and stuff and getting the guys ready for their matches, and stayed there till about 5:30-ish. And Mel texted me, or actually Mel called me, and she's like, babe. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I want potatoes and steak. And I said, oh, okay. I'll make some mashed potatoes or something, or baked potatoes. She's like, no. You don't understand. I want all the potatoes. And I'm like, oh, okay. Pregnancy craving kicking in. She's like, yes. I'm like, all right. So went to the store, bought some steaks, got mashed potatoes, or made mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, or mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes, French fries, macaroni and cheese, garlic bread, and steak, ribeyes. Because that's what
Sounds like
she
a
was
good
craving.
time.
Yeah, that's what she was great. She wanted all the starches. So I made her everything she wanted. I made it for her. Charlie had dino nuggies and fries because she's not really big on steak, or I didn't think she was. But Mel was cutting her little pieces of steak and feeding it to her. And it was like so tender and so goddamn juicy that it was just breaking apart. So I did really good on those damn steaks.
Nice.
And then we started watching this movie yesterday, but the boys were like, "Oh, we're on Phasmophobia," and I said, "Fuck this movie, babe. I'm sorry. I gotta hop on with the boys." So hopped on Phasma for a little bit, which was really weird playing with Brody on a Sunday because we really don't play with him on Sunday nights.
it was weird.
But played for a little bit, had some fun doing that, and then I finished the movie today. And I took half a day at work today because we went to go look at a house that we're interested in getting, but the fucking realtor didn't show up.
Oh,
What?
shit.
So we were out there for about 30 minutes. We were supposed to meet up at 12. We were out there for 30 minutes and she never showed up. Or I don't even know if it was male or female, but so Mel called the company. They're like, "Oh, she called in sick today." And I'm like, couldn't give us a courtesy call to let us know. Like, we wasted our, but luckily there was a house across the street that was having a
Open house.
open house.
Nice.
So it's this nice old man. He does have it up for sale, but the realtor hasn't been able to sell it. And I guess their little contract that they have going on is about to expire. So if it doesn't sell before their contract expires, he's just going to rent it out. We went to go look at it, boys. There is a lake, small little lake. There's a golf course right behind the house. There's a small little lake right there. It's got a garden. Like, this man grows bananas, blackberries. There was corn, okra,
Bananas, you say?
watermelons. Were like, he just has this and it's this old man that, and the house looks like, when you walk into this house, it's got a courtyard in the front, and it's like you walked into Mexico. When you walk into the house, it's got this old tile flooring that looks like something you would see in like a movie that was filmed in Mexico. Beautiful house. It's kind of small. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but it's small. It's an older house. It's very small, but it's beautiful. And I told Mel, I said, I love it, but the only issue is I don't want to pay what they're asking for it. It's not out of our price range, but at that point we can just buy a house. If I'm gonna pay $1,650 for rent, we can just buy a damn we can just buy a damn house.
Yeah.
But the reason that it's so expensive is because it's right off the golf course. Like, it's in a fancier neighborhood here. And
If you had the chance to buy it,
yes,
is it in an HOA?
no,
Oh, I was gonna
We
say
don't-
my first thought of something like that would be like,
Yeah, HOA.
yeah, no, it's not in an HOA. The neighborhood that it's in is one of the older neighborhoods here in town, and I think
okay, so it's established. I got you.
yeah, I think the HOA neighborhoods are some of the newer ones that we have, which I would never live anywhere with an HOA.
Fuck
'cause
that,
fuck you.
dude.
You're not going to tell me what I can do on my own fucking
That's-
property,
that's-
especially if
that's-
I'm buying the house. You can go fuck yourself.
It's called a cult. It's not an HOA. It's called a cult.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
what it
much.
is.
But that was it. That's all I did today. And then we went to the mall, met up with Damien. I called him to see where he was at. And luckily he was just eating across the freeway at some restaurant. I said, "Hey, we're at the mall." He's like, "Oh, I was going over there anyways." I said, "Cool, come meet us at the food court." And took him to go buy some birthday stuff for him. He's 24. I wasn't going to go all out. So I just got him a shirt. Mel got him a hoodie. And I saw this really funny shirt before I handed it over to Bobby that I want to get for both of my kids. And I kind of want one for me. Saw it at Hot Topic, and it's in like this really metal band font, like a thrash metal font. and it says child of divorce. And I'm like, I want that for the fucking kids. Like that
Is
is
it a
fucking
real
gnarly.
band?
No,
that would be
it's
even
not.
better.
It's
I
not.
would have looked it up
But
too.
Oh
but
my God.
I told David, I was like, would you wear that if I bought it? He's like, fuck yeah. He's like, but it needs a ×2 because I've been through 2 divorces with you. I'm like, whatever.
Damn.
Oh, fucking throwing shade, dude.
I was like, whatever, bitch. He's like, well, you and my mom, and then you and stepmom. So whatever. I was like, she's not your stepmom anymore. Mel is. So that was that. Bobby.
Well, I certainly did not find a shirt that has been child of divorce. Friday, as you mentioned, was Phasmophobia, Thunderdome with the boys, and Brody again somehow 7 times in a row. I don't get it. I don't care what anybody says about being off game. You're never that off game, and it's 7 in a row with someone else.
You know what he does, and you know how he wins. He would just
Hide.
go and hide, and he doesn't use any of the cursed objects like we do. He waits for us to kill each other.
I mean,
Exactly what he does.
it's a solid plan,
It is.
but that's
Clearly.
why I started. That's why I started opening doors.
Let's say
And
clearly
he got
that
mad and
works.
called me a cheater.
No,
How
that's
is
not-
it-
he didn't call you a cheater.
He called
How
me
is
a
it
fucking cunt, motherfucking
I'd say,
cunt.
how is it cheating if it's Thunderdome?
That's
exactly.
That's
That was my whole thing. Is you know,
Is
it's
there
last
even
man
rules
standing.
in Thunderdome?
There wasn't, and we never
No,
said
there
any
never
rules.
is.
It was just last man standing. So that's why I started opening doors, because you're not going to hide the whole time. And I'm sorry.
I
If
think
get you killed, I
what
get
the
you
only
killed.
rule we have is you have to be in the house.
But
There
Oh,
is
okay.
no-
Yeah, that makes sense.
There is no
Bobby,
going outside in between.
the thing with Bobby is Bobby's always the first one dead. Always. And playing this weekend, I would walk into the house, grab
And
my
die.
object, and die immediately. No time to fucking hide, no time to use an object. Every fucking game I was dead the entire fucking time. And Brody was winning every single one. I think Chad won like twice.
Nice.
I would have won once, but every time I end up with Brody and it's the two of us, some fucking how, I'm hiding with them. It kills me.
You're hiding with Brody?
It's because your
Yeah.
mic feedbacks.
I was muted the whole time.
Oh.
It didn't touch it. Didn't touch
See,
it.
I learned that too during Thunderdome when you're hiding. Mute your mic.
Mhm.
All I can think of it's like Jay and Silent Bob do like one good rip and you're dead, right? It's-
Yeah.
all this blown because of a fucking fart.
But anyway, so that was Friday, and then Rebecca was over with me as well. This weekend, we went to the good old city of New York for a very special day that we usually do every year called Ghostbusters Day.
Woo!
Yeah, buddy. And I got to see a nice prototype of, a nice brand new 1984 Proton Pack from Hasbro.
You know what the best part of that whole thing is? Is it dropped all the prices of the Afterlife Hasbro on eBay drastically
Yes,
when
it did.
these fucks saw that this shit was going to be cheaper than that was on original drop.
And the quality of it in person, it wasn't final, obviously. I'm sure they're still going to do a little bit something with it. It looked fantastic.
Well, I heard people bitching that it's small, that it
But
looks
it's not.
smaller
It's a
compared-
one
It's
to
not.
one.
Yeah.
1-to-1. It's literally the same
So,
exact
I don't-
scaling of the fucking.
I don't know
After-
what their eyes are seeing.
Yeah.
They're stupid. It was the same size. It's the same size Proton
It's
Pack
the
that
pro-
all the
they're
people
prob-
had.
They're probably
on.
used to seeing their own and different cosplayers with theirs on the Alice frame, and of course, it's
Yeah.
going to look bigger.
Well, there were
Well,
15 Ghostbuster guys there with it on their backs, and it was the same size.
I was gonna say, unless they're just looking at it because it doesn't have the thrower on it in the picture, and they're just not like envisioning
Yeah.
that too.
See, and I have the 84 wand or the 84 thrower,
there you go.
and I want the pack. I do.
Just do it.
But
Just do it. Just
Mel
do it.
told me I could do it, but I just haven't done it yet.
So just do it.
If she
Listen,
already
just-
gave you
listen,
the green light, dude,
just
you need
remember
to
one-
jump on that before it turns back to yellow.
Listen,
Just
just
saying.
remember one thing: you don't get charged till it ships to you.
Yo, man, feet.
I mean,
pics,
if that doesn't,
Feet pics,
sell
Steve.
you,
I'm going
I
full
did it.
dong. I'm hanging
I
full
did it.
dong.
And it's supposed to. Oh man, now you got me tempted because that means it'll drop in March, and I'll have the
Yeah.
money then.
yeah. Then we'll all have 84 packs for.
You hear Thunder too, John?
Wow, that was loud as fuck. I thought something.
It's been doing that here too.
Holy shit, dude!
And the thunder rolls.
I thought I had to make sure my family was okay because I didn't know what the hell that sound was.
But so yeah,
Y'all's internet better not go out because I'm not doing the show by myself. God damn it!
No promises.
I
No
got
promises.
nothing here. But so I saw that, and we were in the city with friends of ours. I also got to see. I know you guys were not necessarily a fan of it, but I did see the cars that they're coming out with. For me, I did not. They look phenomenal. They
Wait, you talking about Ectos?
Yeah, and they were.
Oh, they got
big.
other.
They were no. The ones that they released,
The HasLab ones.
The HasLab ones.
Yeah.
And them fucking things are big.
Honestly,
Holy
Still
shit.
overpriced.
Honestly, top release of the day for me, even over the pack, those sweet fucking GB themed Crocs, bro.
Oh, Mel's already on the list.
Oh,
I'm getting them.
those
I'm
did look
totally getting them.
Mel's already on the wait list. So as soon as the size 10s drop, she's getting the fucking notification and she's buying them for me.
I'm
Fair.
totally.
What's the
Absolutely.
price drop? What's the price point on them?
I don't care.
She didn't tell me. She didn't tell me what they were.
She just put her
They're
name
probably
on there, and that
60
was
to
it.
$80. I'm thinking, dude.
Probably.
Easily.
I told her I'm gonna walk around
Crocs
with
normally go for close to 50, so that's not very much higher.
That's why I'm thinking 80, closer to 80, probably, just because they're actually like fully themed on the sides and shit. You know what I mean?
they are pretty
so-
sweet looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
I hate Crocs, but they are sweet looking.
I love my Crocs. I don't give a
I
shit.
love my Crocs. They're the best. I wear them to work every day.
It's one of those things, dude. It's like you hate them until you get them, and then you're like, best things ever.
It's
They're
like
not
walking
that-
on clouds.
Try,
It is,
try-
dude.
until you have to walk on them when you're constantly on your feet 8 to 10 hours a day. They
Well,
are
dude, I wore-
they are
Well,
not good.
I was saying I went hiking in mine yesterday, dude.
I wore them to the zoo when I went to the zoo last weekend.
They used when I worked at the weed factory, that for the first year that was our work shoes. They had to be Crocs
Oh god.
Really?
They had to
Why?
be.
because it's a sterile medical facility.
So y'all just barefoot and Crocs in there, or do they have socks and Crocs?
I think you could wear socks, but yeah, it was either or. But
Ugh,
they
socks
did get
and
us.
Crocs feel
They
weird.
did get us legit Skechers work
Do it.
shoes after that.
Wear socks and Crocs.
I don't
Trust
like
me.
socks and Crocs.
No. Listen, I don't either. But I get the thin black socks, not thick socks, just like thin black socks, and wear it, dude. I'm telling you,
That's like a terrible fucking doctor's. I don't want to wear my Crocs with socks, but you should totally wear.
you
your
should
Crocs.
wear your Crocs with socks. Mel said that she thinks they're $65 to $70.
Nice.
All right. that's
Okay.
not
Brody, what's up, buddy?
Brody?
Fuck you and your
What's up?
potato, Brody.
So
Seriously.
funny.
He put the potato meme or the GIF.
How you doing?
Anyway, so that was Saturday. We Rebecca and I were in the city with our friends, drinking and eating all day, and just chilling and relaxing. And then Sunday we were we did more drinking and eating with other friends, and we just chilled out and went to a winery as well. And then I packed up. I'm actually I can't talk. I'm at my brother's house for the week, and I do have my PlayStation, so I will be phasmophobiaing with the boys on the nights, of course.
Yeah.
And I came home today after work and I watched this movie, which I'm excited to talk about. John.
I had a pretty chill weekend, man. Fucking finally got to take the first dip of the season in the pool, so that was nice. It was like at 76 yesterday, or Saturday, and it was like, you know what? That's totally doable for me. So
How warm was the water though?
76.
Oh, I thought you meant outside.
Oh no, outside was like probably 80 or so, but it hasn't been super warm all week, so I was very surprised it to be that warm. But it was funny because like my buddy's wife was asking me, she's like, "How warm is that?" I'm like, "It's not mom warm, but it's warm enough for the kids and the husbands." And she's like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "You know that exactly that means like the mom temperature has to be, I feel like, above like 78,
Yeah.
right? Like 79 is
closer
where-
to 80. Closer to 80.
yeah, 80.
Perfect mom.
Between
temp.
80 to 85 is mom
Yeah.
temp, right? I also offended somebody yesterday or today too because I said, I go, moms get in pools totally different than everybody else. And they're like, what? No, we don't. I was like, yeah, you do. I was like, men and kids, all ages, or like all genders of kids, all jump in, right? Rip the Band-Aid. Not moms. Moms want to take their fucking time like it's fucking torture for whatever fucking reason. I'm like, dudes can't do that, man. You got to take that plunge. All in or nothing, right? That's why the ocean sucks, right? Because you got to jump in at a certain point.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the waves are the devil. All right. Never had that happen, Chad?
I don't think so. No.
The cold waves coming up. Just
Yeah.
You're like, ah. All right.
Yeah, I hate cold water, so I kind of take my time getting in the water.
That's fair.
Chad's a mom.
I can't, dude. I full plunge, man. Fuck it. We're going.
You got to get in. Just get in.
Everything cold at once, dude. It doesn't matter at that point. That's just shock.
Jerry said it best. Just like a Band-Aid, one motion, right on.
Pretty much, just ripping it. I did jump into the new Doom this week.
Nice.
And it's fucking awesome. If you are a fan of the series and haven't checked it out, I mean, you don't need my word for it, but it's dude, you're a fucking tank. That's the best way to fucking describe it. Like, I use the guns, but barely, because you have a bunch of shield fucking things you could do, and plus melee. And it's fucking epic. The score is not as good as the first two, in my personal opinion, but it's also not Mick Gordon that's returned, so kind of halters a little bit, but nonetheless, solid fucking game. What else did I do this weekend? Oh, I got to enjoy the Fortnite live event, dude, which was solid for fucking Star Wars fans. It was the actual like battle for the Death Star. It was awesome. So like, you load into it, everybody gets suited up as a fucking stormtrooper or whatever character. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go in as Leatherface so I can have my head sticking out as in stormtrooper gear. And so yeah, you go around, you blow up a couple of different stations of that, then you go fight fucking Palpatine, and he's like lightning blasting like everybody that's fighting. He's fighting and shit, and then somebody throws something in the lightning and explodes. You're flying back to the island. He's defeated, whatever. So then it goes into the movie thing, right? So where they actually are like, all right, we're gonna take the shot, and they blow up the Death Star. So the Death Star asteroids, or like the whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. The debris comes flying past you. You flip around, dude, and you see it fly into the island, and it hits this fucking portal that from the last season's been like on the fritz, and all of a sudden it blows up like a third of the fucking island, dude, and changes it. Brings back this other character that now is a bad guy, and it pans out all from a different vision of where fucking Superman's watching it. It hits you with the new Superman theme. And then it fucking ends and it kicks you out of the game. And I was like, what the fuck just happened, dude? And like, because it said exit. So I was expecting to just go right back into the menu. And I'm like, man, that's going to be a hard follow-up to just go back into normal battle royale after fucking that shit. No, it doesn't let you. It's like, all right, we'll see you in 5 hours when the new season pops up at 7. And it's like,
wow.
Oh shit. It's like Fortnite just told me to go touch grass, dude. Like, but no, it was dude, that shit was fucking badass. And then other than that, man, just nice chill fucking weekend. Watched this movie excuse me, yesterday. Finished it today, and I am ready to talk about it now. So that is 2010's Let Me In. Ooh, well, we went a little far on that one. This is a Brody Kane pick. He is not here to give the plot rundown. Who would like to give the plot rundown?
I'll do it.
Go ahead, Bob.
Released October 1st, 2010. Los Alamos, New Mexico, 1983. Yes, come on.
Alamos.
Already. 2 words in.
Los Alamos.
Alamo, baby.
More than anything, Owen, the school's bullied 12-year-old outcast, is thirsty for revenge. However, to pay his tormentors back in the same coin, the kid will need all the help he can get. And then one of life's unexpected miracles happens. Mysterious Abby moves into the next door apartment, offering unconditional support. But Abby is no ordinary girl. As a result, when brutal violence shakes the town, attracting unwanted attention, Owen must face the shocking truth and the burden of choice. Of course, if the boy survives the night and Abby's terrible secret.
Ooh.
Directed by Matt Reeves, Cloverfield, The Batman. Written by Matt Reeves, Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, War for the Planet of the Apes, John Ajavide, Lindevist, Let the Right One In.
Oh wait, so we had a writer from the
writer.
original too? No shit, that's awesome.
And handling the Dead. Produced by Tobin Amherst, The Woman in Black, The Resident, Guy East, hell of a name, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, and Snitch.
Yeah.
Donna Gigalotti, I can't pronounce shit. Silver Lining
We
Playbook, Shakespeare in Love, Carl Mullender, Let the Right One In, John Nordling, The Comedians, The Unthinkable, Simon Oakes, The Quiet Ones, Winchester, Who Wants...
Jesus Christmas. Do we have enough fucking producers on that list?
Nope.
Right?
Holy shit.
I looked at it when I was doing the show notes. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
See, to me, that already smells
That's-
just like that. Just
That's
it-
too many,
that's
too many hands in the cookie.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who Wants the Cast?
Take it, Chad.
Starring Cody Smith McPhee, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, X-Men Apocalypse as Owen, Chloe Grace Moretz, Kick-Ass, Carrie as Abby, Elias Koteas, I'm probably butchering his name, I apologize, Teenage Mutant
Elias.
Ninja Turtles, Fallen as the detective. He had no name.
I'm just surprised you didn't just say Casey Jones. As...
Casey Jones. Fuck yeah. You know, it
Why didn't-
always it hurts my soul every time I see him in anything because he's so fucking old compared to the way he lives in my head. Because he
Yes, 'cause
constantly
he
lives in my
lives-
head as Casey Jones.
He lives as 1989
Yep.
Casey Jones in my
Yep.
head.
But
Yeah.
dude, you look at the chick that played April, and she's still a smoke show.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, but in this movie, this dude looked like fucking Dom DeLuise, bro. Like, what the fuck?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Damn.
Cara Buono, Stranger Things, Hulk as Owen's mother, Sasha Bareilles, The Hangover, Hellraiser, Inferno as
That's where
Virginia,
she was from.
Richard Jenkins, Step Brothers, Cabin in the Woods as Thomas,
Hey.
Dylan Minnette, Goosebumps, Scream 5 as Kenny, Richie Coster, Tulsa King, Watson as Zorik. Body count total of 11.
Scuba.
Music by Michael Giacchino, Jurassic World, Spider-Man, No Way Home. Cinematography by Greg Fraser, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and Dune. Edited by, I lost where I was at. I don't have my
That would
glasses.
make sense why it looked really good, at least.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it looked really good.
It did.
Edited by Stan Salfus, Now You See Me Too, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Effects and makeup, Werner Hanlin, Soldier. Yeah.
I don't feel bad when
Underdog
any of
story.
you pronounce anything bad. I don't, because I do it all the time.
Distributed by Relativity Media. Runtime of 116 minutes. MPAA rating R. Budget 20 mil, and it grossed $27 million.
So
Let's
Not a
discuss.
big hit. Not a big hit.
No.
I just
But I don't know why I'm probably going to be one of the odd men out. I don't know why. I was intrigued. I just was.
You know, when I started watching this and I hopped on with Phasma on Phasma last night, I was like maybe 15 minutes in the movie, maybe 20 minutes, and I told Brody, I said, "Man, I'm interested." But as the movie went on, I became less and less interested in this movie. I fell asleep 2 or 3 times, especially kind of towards the end.
No bueno on that ever.
Yeah. So I had to go back and what did I miss? And Grant, I didn't sleep for like a long time, but I was like nodding off kind of towards the end. But I don't know, man. It started off pretty fucking solid. I was very interested in what was going on, and then the story just got really creepy. It got really creepy, really cringy, especially when you realize that dude wasn't her dad. And I don't know, some of the scenes were just, ugh, I don't know, like
See, I
that
didn't
hospital scene.
I feel like this little kid, just the scenes of him in his
Oh, dude.
bedroom by himself, he was going to be a serial killer.
Serial killer.
Yeah,
fuck
dude.
that
He
kid, dude.
definitely was given
Okay,
that vibe.
so let's talk that first then. So clearly he's taking his anger that's dulled out on him from fucking what's his tits there, Dylan Minnette, which
Oh, it's not just that; it's the whole
No,
trauma going through his parents' divorce too.
No, I know, but I'm saying like he's literally saying the same wordage that gets told to him from Kenny. He's saying little girl and stuff, which
Yeah.
at first, when you first hear it, you're like, whoa, bro, what the fuck? We just met you, dude.
Yeah,
And
and
you're
then-
supposed
but
to
then
be
you
the
hear
fucking
later on-
protagonist.
Dude, wearing
No,
the
yeah,
mask
it's
in his
part of
room and shit. And you scared little girl. Like, whoa, this dude's gonna be a fucking serial killer. But then you see that he's being bullied at school.
Yeah.
But then it goes even one step further and shows you that the bully is also being bullied, but by his big brother.
Okay,
So it's just kind of being passed down.
He may be repeating what's said to him, but he still had some really dark shit going on because there's a fucking peeping Tom on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Okay.
was.
We did get a nice titty though.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, yes. However, just throwing it out there, if you're this kid at that age with that kind of tools in your pocket, there's no way you're not peeping in fucking people's windows and that. Like I just feel anybody at that age would.
I mean, 12-year-old. Come on, we were all curious.
I just
12-year-old
no, and true. I understand that point of it, but the way he was doing it was just so creepy. What movie?
He wasn't being a George McFly about it, where he's just being a perv.
No, but
He's
what other movie was I watching where the kid was watching?
Tom.
The kid is watching. God damn it! What movie is it? The kid's peeping through the window, and he gets all excited because he's about to see a boob or whatever. But then the mom walks in.
Friday Part 4.
Oh, that's what it was. Yes.
Yes.
That scene reminded me of that because Tommy Jarvis is all excited that he's going to see some boobies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
that's the reaction.
You're right.
By the way, there was a whole Friday the 13th marathon on Pluto TV yesterday.
Shit,
it's going to be one Friday.
There'll probably be one on Friday too.
No,
on Jason's actual birthday. Jason's actual birthday. But what I'm saying is us, and I'm just speaking for myself, but myself at 12, that's the reaction I would have had. I would have had the Tommy Jarvis reaction.
You would have been just geeking the fuck out.
Exactly.
Like,
this kid was just like, I don't know, man. He was such a creepy fucking kid. Like, genuinely, I feel that if Abby would not have come into his life, this dude would have been a school shooter, straight up.
So
this is 83. Gene
brings up Bloody Birthday. There's a little subplot part to Bloody Birthday where this one little girl is charging all the kids in the neighborhood 25 cents to peep on her sister. Like there's like a whole big hole cut in the wall where they go in and they peep in through the closet. It's
so okay.
I mean, they did that kind of shit in fucking Monster Squad. You remember? Like,
yes, they did.
Fucking macking on the bro's sister. Like
they
had the fucking. They were peeping on the dude's sister, and he was in the group because they had the fucking telescope too. You remember?
When we were in 8th
they didn't
grade,
show it, but they just like set it up.
When we were in 8th grade, one of my buddies would charge people to go to his house and peep on his sister. You would pay $5. Yes, you would pay. She was I think at the time she was a junior when we were in 8th grade because we went to 9th grade. She was a senior. Yeah, so she was a junior. And she would fucking yeah. I never paid, but I know
cut.
I know people.
I hope she got a cut. That's all that matters.
No clue. But you know who you are. If you're listening to this, you know who you are.
Yeah, but that's even fucking weirder, man. That's like that fucking Sublime song or some shit, dude. Getting hooked up by your brother, dude. What the fuck?
Was it Ben? It was Ben, wasn't it?
No, it was not Ben. Ben was already like fucking 30 when I was in fucking 8th grade.
Jesus Christ.
Fair enough. All right.
Well, so I mean, what I will say is I totally get it. The kids creepy. There are some creepy moments, but for me, I just found myself for these kids, considering he was bullied. I mean, that wedgie scene, that hurt.
Oh, that did hurt.
So I was rooting for him and Abby. I was rooting for them from the start I met them. I was like, creepy, but I want you two to somehow be on top at the end of all of this, please.
Hey, Bobby, there's a cat on the refrigerator up behind you.
Yeah, I know. That's one of three.
Hey, Bobby.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby,
there's on the fucking refrigerator top.
There's a big old pussy behind you, Bobby.
Whoa.
Big black pussy.
Hey,
oh, my God. Marley.
So,
there's just a lot of weird things in this movie.
Not only that though, but let's go back to like what you said originally, man. I'm in agreement. I feel this movie kind of started strong, and then it just kind of, I don't know what the hell happened by the end. I just didn't care.
Yeah,
it's not that I didn't care. It's just like I was done. I was ready for it to be over. I was like, we could wrap this shit up, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and we all knew how it was gonna end. We knew that they were gonna.
Oh, you knew right from the fucking get-go,
like I said,
man.
This movie was E.T. This movie was E.T. mixed with Romeo and Juliet with vampires.
I also was kind of weirded out that and I understand, like, yeah, she's not 12, but she is 12, so whatever. Why they had to keep getting her fucking undressed every fucking scene?
Yeah, that
Like,
was
bro, these are
weird.
kids.
That was
This is
very
not that's just
That was
I don't give a
definitely like
shit.
a.
I don't give a
moment of
shit
like,
like if you fuzzed it out or anything, like you still know, and you're just like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this?
Well, even the scene where she goes to the hospital and sees his face, and we finally see his face all fucked up,
Which was
is
awesome.
great, fucking
Yeah.
Great
gnarly.
makeup there.
And I love how it comes full circle to that. Which
Yes, I love that so much.
but I hate that in fucking movies. I hate that so
So
much.
wait. What do you hate more though? The way they did it in this one, or like let's say the way they do it in X? Because like
Ooh.
I prefer
Ooh.
this.
I like
do prefer
this.
this.
I prefer this where it's mid-movie and you're not giving away your ending finale of whatever the fuck's going on.
I did prefer it this way. I do prefer it this way. Now that you put it that way, I do
Yeah.
prefer it this way because, and they change what we see at the beginning too, because we think that he just goes out the fucking window,
Yeah, I
whatever.
think he jumps.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
he jumps, but then we
100%,
see that that's not what happened, which was
I will,
really
Mike.
cool. But there was so much like, especially when we find out he's not her dad. Cool. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, maybe he was another boy that has been with her and he's taking care of her now. He's her caretaker. But this dude obviously had feelings for her because they essentially grew up or he grew up with her. She didn't grow up mentally. She is, however old she is. Physically, she's stuck in this prepubescent body, which has to in itself be some kind of weird fucking turmoil because you're a kid forever. Regardless of how your mind matures, you're
Wasn't
a
that
kid
brought up in
forever.
an interview?
Yes.
Wasn't that? Yeah. Okay.
They did touch on it with
I've never seen
Kirsten
that one.
Dunst's character.
So, not to jump around, let's talk the style of vampire we get in this movie because this is almost like old school fucking vampire.
Yes, it is, and
Yeah,
that
it
was
is.
nice. That was nice when we finally get to see that it actually follows the old school rules about you have to be let in. And well, I mean, of course, we don't see anything like with the garlic or cross or anything.
No,
like
no,
that.
no. But
No.
it makes me wonder, like, how
Which I'm
far
happy
does
we
it
didn't.
go? You know what I mean? Like, we never got to a point where like our protagonist was vampire hunting.
Yeah.
or anything
Which
like that.
I like that wasn't in there because it would have, to me, it would have been a little more typical. I like that it was subtle with how far it went. It kept
This
it
is more of
kinda
an
tame.
kind of like a trying to remain under the radar. And I like that
Yeah.
it's set in the 80s because
I did like that.
the detective aspect of it, you're not going to find a serial killer in the 80s. It was way harder back then than it would have been in 2010 when this movie, was filmed,
Yeah.
with DNA evidence and all that kind of stuff. So I do dig that this has been going on for however long. I really wish they would have given us a timestamp so that we know exactly how old she is, because all we see is that picture and we can only assume that maybe that was back in like the 50s or something.
I would have to place this dude. Yeah, probably because
Because if the dude was a
Considering how
kid,
old he
if that dude
looks,
was a
yeah.
kid in the 50s,
well, when is how? I mean, you would also have to see like time wise when those kind of photos were available, like that.
I would even
beat
say
style, whatever.
possibly 40s because
Right, just given the age.
Remember,
of
keep in mind
people,
this is 83.
I was
So
actually now that
and
you
he's
say
in
that,
his
that makes sense.
50s, probably late 50s.
yeah, but you got to remember too, 80s, 40s looked fucking horrible. Look at the Golden
Also
Girls.
true.
They were supposed to be in their 60s, and look at 60 now.
You know what?
That's true. Yeah.
I would disagree. I say you take those ladies and you put them in today's style makeup and everything, and they look way fucking different.
Maybe.
Blanche would have been hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that dude, like
Snooty.
80s fashion was weird, man. Because like 30-year-old moms looked old as fuck, dude. But they definitely, you know what I mean? Like,
And they do that really well in Stranger Things with the mom. What's his name's mom in Stranger Things? Because she's hot. I don't know if you boys have ever seen.
She plays the main character's mom in this.
Yeah. Oh, does she? Oh, that's right.
It's
But
Wheeler.
you don't really get a good look at her.
You get like one scene of her, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You know-
she's the smoke show in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I like
Is that the one that the
you
Red
only
Power
saw the
Ranger hits
mom
on?
in like reflections.
Yes.
Or barely.
the one that the Power Ranger hits on.
yeah.
Yeah. But if you
Yes,
look at
Bob,
her
I
now,
would agree. Sorry.
but if you look at her now, like in her, she's fucking smoking hot. But I still think in the 80s wear that she wears with the 80s hairstyle, she still looks fucking hot
Mhm.
to me.
Oh yeah, dude. Some of it's
Yeah.
just some of it works.
But I don't know, man. I just got creepy vibes, especially in that hospital scene. It just kind of, I was like, please don't kiss her. Please don't fucking kiss her. Because, you know, when he leans in,
God,
I was like, oh no. Oh, this
I
is
wasn't
fucking
expecting
weird.
that.
Yeah.
Jen was just like, what is he doing? Waiting for her to like push him. I'm like, no, man, he's trying to give her his blood. Like,
Well, but I didn't realize that at first. But the way he was kind of leaning in and it was going really slow, I was like, oh, I'm gonna turn this shit off. Like, no, what the fuck? And then she bit him, and I'm like, okay, cool. But it was still weird because you know that dude didn't just like her as a caretaker. He didn't that dude was in love with her.
Yes.
But he was so old, there was nothing he could do. And
was it love that just turned into more of like he just felt like he had to do it?
He was in servitude. That's essentially what it was. He was just in servitude to her, and that's what's going to happen
to him,
essentially with Owen. You know, but I feel so. Granted, I'm hopping way forward. I wouldn't mind a sequel to this, a follow up. Which I mean, it's way too late because, of course, you know, our lead actress is older and stuff, and so it wouldn't really work. But
she still looks like a kid.
She does, but not as much as she did in this one. She's grown too much. But I wouldn't have minded a follow up to this where we see it be 30 years or 20 years down the road, and it's in the 2000s or whatever, and she ends up turning him into a vampire so that they could be together, or that this dude is so fucked up in the head still, and he wants to kill people. We know he's gonna kill people for her. So this dude is already gonna do what the fuck he wanted to do. He was already a serial killer. Now he gets to actually be a fucking serial killer.
I wouldn't put him at serial killer yet, but I would say he's definitely in the makings.
But he's gonna be. He's gonna be because he has to keep her fed.
But it's not just because like he was born that way. Obviously, like
it was all the trauma.
It's an environment. It's an environmental thing.
Right.
It's an environmental trauma, but that's gonna carry with him. And
100%.
Now his job is gonna be to kill people to keep her fed, so that no other vampires are made.
So I will say probably one of the best like oh shit moments that surprised me, and I was very happy it happened, is at least we got one turn in this movie. Because I was wondering, I was like, are we gonna get any other people that are gonna turn this movie?
Yeah.
And that turn was fucking dude, that scene was fantastic. I was not expecting that level of fire to fucking happen.
That was
dude, and then the nurse got it like
dude.
Bad too. Like
First
everything
of all,
was flammable
she's
in the
on fire.
80s.
Why are you even going? What are you gonna do? You don't have a fucking blanket to put her out or anything like that.
But you know what made that? You know why the fire was so bad? Yes, it was also because vampire fire or whatever. But oxygen.
Yeah, sure.
There was
fire.
The oxygen there too. They had her on fucking oxygen.
You're
so
right.
That's what intensified the fire.
That's
but
why I was raging.
Brody said it would have been cool if he came back as a mutilated vampire. We don't know that he didn't come back or that he doesn't come back as a mutilated vampire, and he could be the bad guy in the second movie because he was already jealous that she was becoming friends with Owen because he said, don't be friends with that boy.
Here's the thing, man. How does the turning of the vampire work in this movie? I'm assuming you just have to get bit and not die, because the first victim that she went and hunted, she did their thing, and then she ended up breaking his neck. I could only assume it's to stop him from potentially turning. If that dude got fucking launched out the window, he was pretty much fucked, I imagine, from that fall. He was on what, the 7th fucking floor?
Because he looked pretty pretty splattered on the ground.
She did not die. The lady who was bit, she was still alive when they kind of brought her in the hospital. So I feel like that's kind of how they were working in it. And maybe I'm reading it wrong. I don't know. But I feel like that's why we only saw just her turn versus.
But maybe it has to. Maybe it's like this. It works kind of how it does with zombies. Your brain still has to be intact.
I don't. I mean,
or I don't know.
I think you'd have to be like the blood would have to still be pumping the vampire. Let's just refer to it as like a vampire virus. So it would still have to go through a living
right. Because like not totally different vampire movie, but let's throw in Blade logic here. If they're probably too close to death, they come back as like a ghoul vampire, like her one friend did, right?
Yeah.
That was in the pit. So he could maybe potentially it would be like a different like threshold of vamp, I guess. But thoughts. Interesting.
A lot to do there.
I agree with you though, man. It was a good solid start. You had me with the cool serial killer vibe because I was like, whoa, this is a vampire movie. What are we doing here?
It's Michael Myers. Fucking
Dude,
Rob Zombie's Michael
that
Myers.
shit fucking I liked it, dude. I liked it a lot. I liked that it was just a simple fucking trash bag mask.
Oh, dude.
And
Yeah,
That was a cool look. I did
Or,
like that look.
You know,
'cause it was
I would
simple.
say the director must really like using that look because he just recycled the exact
for
same thing for the
Riddler.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my
very
god,
Riddler.
he
Yeah.
did.
Yes, he
Yep.
did.
Oh my god, he did.
Yeah. He sure the fuck did. And you know, I didn't put two and two together till you just said something
I
right
did
now.
not
Chad.
either.
There you
But
go.
it did look very familiar, and I couldn't place it. I'm like, man, this looks cool. Where the fuck have I seen this before?
Wow.
But yeah,
Now
it's
you
the Riddler.
know.
Yeah, it's the fucking Riddler get up, just
dude,
a little different.
So this obviously the first scene where he takes out his first victim there, that was a fucking scene. Like
Yeah.
just him and then like go through all the shit he does and then dropping the fucking blood. And you're just like, holy fuck. Man, that second time he does it, dude, and then the friend gets in there. I'm not gonna lie, like that probably was the most like I was perked up. I was like, oh, how's this fucking scene gonna play out, dude? Because I don't know, that was a good one.
His first kill, I love you see it through the train.
So did he like chloroformed him or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it
Like,
was
yeah.
chloroform.
Yeah.
Because obviously he didn't want to like kill him there. He needed the blood. So
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Hey, does it smell like chloroform to you? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, man, but like I was yelling at the movie, and maybe it's just because I've watched numerous horror movies. I always look in my back seat, regardless.
Always.
I personally think
Always.
Child's Play 2 scarred me as a kid, and ever since then, I'm just
yeah.
like, nope, fuck
Dude.
that little shit, dude.
Always
I
have to
am
look.
fucking.
I
understand that.
am right there with you with Child's Play 2 because I can pinpoint back to when I started
Yes!
looking in the back seat, and
Uh-huh.
that is when it
It
fucking
was
started
that
happening.
fucking moment, him in that parking lot, fucking just.
And
come
then
up
with
the plastic
Zombieland,
bag.
always check the back seat. I always check
Yes.
the fucking back seat.
That too.
And
Yeah,
you
no,
always double
I'm-
tap.
That's right.
And
I'm
I
glad
always in my
not just
back seat,
me.
I always have stuff on the floor, so that way there's no real place for them to kind of be like sunk down, and there's no place for you to go. So if you're getting in there, you're not. I don't know.
And you know what's funny is 2 weekends ago or last weekend, Mel was at work and she said that the cops were chasing somebody, or the cops had come by across the parking lot across the street and they were looking for somebody. Literally the first thing I told her before you get in the car, check the back seat.
Uh-huh.
Just because you never know. Check the back seat. She's like,
It just
Mhm.
okay.
right.
Just
and
horror
it
movie
sound-
logic. You got to check.
And it sounds so paranoid, like saying it out loud, but you're like, yeah, man. But it's like at this point, to me, it's just like a muscle check, dude. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you just,
Yeah.
I don't know, because I always think, even when the dude, because like, case in point, right in front of the train, that was awesome looking, right? It was a cool fucking shot. But you're telling me that dude doesn't ever look in his fucking rear view mirror? Because that dude was definitely
He was
sitting up
sitting
in
up
his
the whole
back
fucking
seat
time.
for a fucking minute, dude. And I'm like, you don't check your fucking rear view mirror, man.
okay,
Like I'm
so-
always in there, like all the time.
I hate checking my rearview mirror,
Really?
especially if I'm driving by myself at night
Oh, I check
because
it
I'm
all the time.
paranoid.
I'm
I'm
paranoid.
always
and
checking,
hold on.
dude.
I do check it. I do. But I'm always paranoid to check it because of ghost stories and shit that I've heard. So I'm always like, man, there's gonna be a ghost in my back seat and I'm gonna die because I'm gonna crash and get scared. But then I look and there's nothing back there. I did scare the shit out of myself one time. We used to have this IR camera, infrared camera that was posted at Charlie, and we had the little screen down in the bottom of the dash. And I forgot that I had thrown a doll of Charlie's into the car seat. This is when she was sitting rear facing. I had forgot that I threw a doll in the back into the car seat, and it always turned on, whenever I started the car. And I'm coming home when I worked late at night. I was coming home and I'm driving, and I just glanced down at the fucking at the screen. Man, I nearly about ran off the goddamn road because I was like, what the fuck?
Nice.
Oh my god.
I love those fucking moments, dude.
I agree,
What a
Brody.
fucking potato. It's called
I
fucking
thought
Lisa.
about that. I'm like, they need to throw in all the stupid shit in the fucking
I hope
movie.
so.
Yes.
We need the
Or else
the
it's-
potato better make that fucking fucking noise too.
I would hope that you see the photos from Phasmophobia in the movie itself.
Yes.
Of all the, like the dogs and cats
Yeah.
and like the random couples.
Dude, I never realized until yesterday that there's a big fucking picture of a lizard in Tanglewood.
Hell yeah, dude.
Listen, if
Pugsley.
we don't hear also elderly victim, I'm not watching the movie. I'm not
No.
watching the
Oh my
movie.
God. Okay. Sidebar real quick. Oh my God, John. So Brody and I were playing the other day, right? And Brody changed the skin because him and Bobby used the same skin. And he's like, I'm gonna use the black skin, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So we're in Tanglewood, I think. Or no. We're in Edgefield. And we're upstairs and I have the spirit box on. And I shit you not. Every time Brody walked up to the spirit box, it went hate crime. Dude, I was fucking dying. I'm like, Brody, did you fucking hear that the first time? Then he walked up to it again and it went hate crime. I'm like, what the fuck?
What kind of racist ghost are you fucking
Racist
fighting?
fucking wraith here, whatever the fuck it was. I'm like,
Oh.
Jesus Christ. But I shit you not, it said fucking hate crime every time he walked up to the
Hate
fucking
crime.
spirit box.
It's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So funny.
You gotta like try it out now, like have somebody else do it and see if it you know what I mean?
Yeah, see if it does it again.
Fucking A. But back to this movie, it's the kills were pretty solid in it. Like I didn't hate on those. The CGI was a little
Shitty.
It had
The
some
shit- the
very
CGI
Yeah.
moments
In the
Because, man, like,
tunnel.
It could've
okay,
been
yes,
better.
because
Oh
like
my
Yep.
God.
that tunnel scene should have never been CGI. You could have just
No.
had her attacking him.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been fine. And I get like what they were going for, right? Like we want to be able to show like the strength and power and ferocity of her. But it just has that weird like OG Harry Potter CGI sheen to it. It just doesn't look good, man.
2010,
Like,
baby.
It was
2010.
bad.
yeah, but that's what I'm
That's
saying.
the
2010,
sad part,
there's
it's
some stuff in
2010.
2010. There's some stuff that looks great, dude. I'd still say Incredible Hulk, which was 2009, 20 or 2008. That shit was fucking. That shit looked way better than fucking this could ever.
But also way more money, I'm sure.
Fair.
But
Yeah, but a
otherwise-
quick scene like that shouldn't have taken much.
I was gonna say there wasn't a lot of
Clearly.
CG usage in this, dude, and they still had what fucking 22 million budge.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
granted,
there was-
they had some
and
bigger
that was-
names, but
And that was a dark
Wow.
scene, so they didn't have to render a lot of skin textures or
Yeah.
anything either.
No.
true. You know, I shouldn't even say bigger names. Like, there's names that we know, and they all play their roles really well. But I feel like probably Chloe Grace Moretz
Chloe was
probably
the biggest
name,
one
right?
at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, because of Kick Ass. But I do like, going about that the scene in the tunnel. I do like how that came full circle and we end up finding
Yes.
the body, because I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this neighbor's been gone. Where the fuck? Like, is that gonna come back into play? And Owen finally steps up to the bully in the fucking gnarliest way possible.
Yeah,
He
whack.
Can we just say-
whacked
Oh.
the fuck out of that dude?
That kid has the most douchebaggiest face.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Ever,
Oh my
dude.
God.
Like, I'm like, this is a kid. And I just
I
want
wanna
to punch him, dude.
I wanna
Yeah,
kill
like
him.
I just want to fucking smack him.
I wanted to beat the living.
And
Even
the brother,
before he
too.
started acting like an asshole, I still was just like,
Even the brother, bro. The brother, when I saw him, I'm like, oh fuck that kid. I hate that dude
Mhm.
so much. Like it
So-
just exudes douchebagginess.
Now, that being said, with these bullies, obviously they do finally get their comeuppance.
I
which
love it when they do.
I did enjoy that. However, show me it. This is a rated R
Yes,
fucking
I would agree
movie.
with that. Show it.
Show me it. Like, yeah, we got the head dropping in the pool, whatever. I want to see her legit attacking these motherfuckers and ripping them apart, dude.
Which would have been nice.
Well,
Yes.
but then they would have had to have CGI'd more shit of her.
No, you don't. No, you
fly-
don't.
No,
No,
but
you don't. Nope.
I
not at
feel
all.
like it could have worked, but if they were already using CGI for small things, they would have wanted
would
to
have done it
use
for-
CGI, and it would have looked like shit. And I like that my imagination worked in that scene to think about, oh shit, how did she do all of this?
to me,
I'm okay with that
I
one.
feel like you could have just edited it to where you see her jumping on one of them, you see reactions from the other guys, you see body parts start fucking flying, you see her jump on another guy. If you could easily do
No,
this,
and it
without-
is easily.
I'm picturing
doable.
this like Sam Raimi Evil Dead style.
Yeah,
I
that's
was thinking-
that's how I was thinking.
That would be
As
nice.
as he was laying that down, that's exactly what I was picturing.
That, but in my head, more of the vibe of the werewolf scene from Trick or Treat. I was kind of going
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Just like
Ooh, yeah, that would have been nice.
one for all of them versus like the, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it could have been. It's doable for sure. We all know that, but you're right. They probably would have pushed for some CG bullshit crap.
Oh,
So
definitely.
ultimately, I am just glad that we got a follow-up to that. Like, we could have easily got, hey, maybe the bully actually learned his fucking lesson, but no, because we got a douchebag older brother, we're just going to keep pushing it farther.
Which then you see where he gets it from, because he gets it from him.
Yeah, sure.
The-
Trauma passed around,
but
and it's the
The
cycle of
bully
abuse.
did kind of try and talk him out of it too. So
They did.
The
Well,
friends.
like, I feel like the friends were trying to talk the one kid out of it, and they wouldn't listen, which is just like, I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not going to say I wasn't doing some shitty things back in the day, but there's certain lines you just don't let your friends fucking cross. You know what I mean? Like, when it actually comes down to some certain shit. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Now, granted, 80s was a different fucking time, so I can't speak for anything. That being said, I do appreciate the decor that they hit of the 80s. Everything was a nice beige and brown.
Yes, we
Yes.
didn't get those neon
No,
bullshit colors that
It
only
was-
existed in music videos.
like I smelled that apartment.
Yeah.
And it smelled like stale cigarettes and Budweiser beer.
Yep.
And, and that's 80s, baby. Like, that shit had that paneling, dude, that was just like top notch with all just the weird fucking architecture of it and everything. I don't know. And I'm glad you brought that up. Like, this was just a good visit to the 80s. Usually we get retro, like late 80s, where they think, like you said, everything's fucking neon. And
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know, if you didn't live through the 80s,
80s was browns, baby.
it was browns, and then those weird couches with the floral print on them that
It's just
every
for
grandmother had.
badass, dude.
Yeah.
I can still see
Wait. Which floral
My
print?
grandmother
'Cause there's
had
the
it.
ones that like just the normal floral print, but then there's the other ones that are like old farms and shit. Like
The both, man.
you know what I'm talking about? Like with
yeah.
the wooden armrest and
Yeah,
everything. Those
yeah.
best naps.
And like
ever,
the little like gold brads on them along the.
Yep.
Yep.
dude, give
Oh,
me that and a fucking grandma's Afghan. Whew, I'm fucking out for that.
Nap time, baby.
Yep.
grandma's bowl of ancient ribbon candy. And
Yes.
Oh my god! And you still ate
those
it.
weird little strawberry
Butterscotch.
things.
Fucking butterscotch
I'll
in
say
the bowl
Werther's,
all
baby.
the time. Ugh.
Dude, I
No,
fucking
not
love
even
butterscotch. I love
Werther's.
butterscotch.
No, I love butterscotch too, but butterscotch, peppermints, and those fucking little mints that dissolve in your mouth as soon as you put them in. That's
Yes.
what was always in grandma's fucking candy bowl. Or those fucking brown, I don't even know what the fuck they're called. They're like, I don't know. They're like little brown barrel looking things.
Root beer barrels?
Yeah, they'd be
No. Not the root beer barrels. They
Oh.
kind of look like the root beer barrels, but they're brown and they have like white lines on them. Maybe it is the root beer
I
barrels.
thought those were the root beer barrels.
Yeah, those
Maybe.
are root
I don't
beers.
know. Ugh, I hate those.
That's what Pee Wee likes in his last movie, dude. Him and
Ugh.
Fitzgerald.
Jinx said Smoky
My
Arcade
grandmother
Hall.
had Andes
Hell yeah, bro.
for a long time.
Or you know what
Candies are
always
always
stayed in there? Those little orange and black candies from Halloween. I don't know what the fuck they
taffy?
were. I don't know what the fuck they were. One of them was in an orange wrapper. The other was in a
Yeah,
black wrapper.
they're taffy. It's disgusting. They're
Ugh.
shit. That's why
Ugh.
nobody ate them, because that's why they stayed there.
That's why they're still around. Those are still the same '80s candies. Like
Yeah, it's the
they-
same
they just
batch.
keep trying to. Yeah, they just keep trying to hand.
Oh,
them out.
who the fuck joke was that, dude? That was the joke about candy corn. He's like, man, they made all the same shit in the 1920s. They just keep fucking recycling this shit.
Hey, say what
Which
you
I
want.
like candy corn,
I
dude.
do. I would say I do like a handful of the cream
I
pumpkins
hate-
are better though.
I hate it because candy corn smells so good, but it tastes terrible. I love the smell of it.
I can honestly tell you, boys, in my 43 years of life, I've never consumed candy corn.
Huh.
It did not look appealing. I never really ate candy as a kid. It just never looked appealing to me, so I've never tried candy corn.
Can we
I
all,
like it, but it's so sweet that I have like 4 pieces, and I'm like, that's all I need for the year. I'm good.
Can we all
I
agree
do the
that
same
the
with the
worst
cream pumpkin.
candy? Can we all agree that the worst candy though is black licorice?
Black licorice. Ugh. But you know what? I
Yes.
can't say that because I love Jaeger.
Ew,
Ew.
tastes
I
just
love
like it.
Jaeger. I love it.
I thought you were gonna say circus peanuts, but that's fine too.
Ooh, that's just like eating like
Styrofoam.
not even styrofoam. It's like that.
Did you ever used
Why
to
are
put-
we talking about candy and not this fucking movie, dude?
because it's more,
Because
it's
candy's
more
more interesting.
entertaining than this fucking movie was.
Bob liked the movie. What are you talking about?
I did enjoy it.
Bob's pretty.
I didn't hate it, but
I thought it. Listen, okay, you know what? Let me say some more positives too. I thought this movie looked fantastic. Like I thought it was shot.
it was
really
shot
well,
very well,
very
The box was
clean.
fantastic. Like especially the shot with from the inside of the car rolling over.
Dude, yes,
That was great.
That was giving me some fucking Terminator Salvation vibes right there, dude. That shit was like you were going for the whole ride, and it was fantastic.
And just watching him pull out that bottle and like, this is what I got to do.
Oh yeah.
What
And
a
I thought that was
fucking,
chloroform. I thought
what
it was
a-
chloroform that he had in there. I was like, damn, that's a lot of fucking chloroform. And then when he
What a
poured it on his
way-
face, and then you just see it start sizzling, I was like, oh my god, it's acid.
See,
Oh my fucking god.
I thought it was gonna be like pure alcohol. I thought he was gonna like light himself on fire or some shit, dude. But
That was
yeah,
my
acid
thought the
Yeah.
first time I saw it.
yeah, but acid.
And he did look gnarly.
that's-
The
did.
prosthetics on his face did look fucking gnarly.
Dude,
will.
if we
Thank
ever
God
got a
those
new,
were prosthetics. Thank God.
I was gonna say, if we ever got a new Dark Man, that's what he should look like.
Yeah,
Be fucking
100%.
sweet. But no, other than like it, and I feel like even everybody did their job solid. Like I don't think there was any bad acting here or anything like that.
No, I think
I just feel like there was some lulls that once the old man got killed, once he we got caught up to from what the beginning was, and the old man was killed, it just kind of like slowed down the pacing there for a minute. And I understand we were trying to have this like weird romance kind of start between the two, but I don't know, man.
I just feel like if you
Just didn't hit.
if you edit out the blood and of course the boob and some of the
boob,
it was just one boob, but it was
the
a nice
one
boob.
singular boob.
The singular boob, which is totally fucking awesome to get because I forgot she was from The Hangover. She's Doug's wife in The Hangover, and I always thought she was super cute. So to see her boob, I was like, yeah, woo!
Was she
But-
is she the cunty wife from the first?
No,
one?
no, no, no. She's the one
No?
that Doug, the one that they lose, is getting married to. The one that they keep calling her, and she's
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
See,
Um,
I don't remember much about The Hangover.
I don't. I remember a little bit, but
it's been a hot
love you
minute.
so much. I forgot where I was going. Never mind.
you're all right, dude.
I got distracted by boob.
So,
One boob.
Chad, you said this was your second viewing.
yeah,
Um,
and this is the like the first time I see it was well over a decade ago when it first came out to DVD.
okay. Well, I was gonna ask. I was like, from your first watch to this one, would you say did you feel any different?
Not really.
About the same?
About the same. You know,
Yeah.
it's like we said before this, it's not a bad movie, but it really could use like tighter editing and cut out probably about a half an hour to make it a lot more interesting.
That's what I was going to say. Thank you for getting me back on track mentally. If you were to edit some of this stuff out, this could easily be a kids movie. This could be a PG kids movie if you take out a lot of the stuff that made it rated R. And it's not even a lot of stuff that you would have to edit out to make it a PG kids movie.
You definitely have to do the boob,
Yeah.
the probably the direct attacks with blood coming out of the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't be able to see her neck attack after she got attacked from the tree. You probably wouldn't. I don't even know if you'd be able to see his face. Fucking Melt Man's face there.
You might not even. You might not want to see the burn in the.
It
mouth.
wouldn't be as good. It'd
It wouldn't be
like
as good.
Okay,
it'd be like
Are we
Red
talking-
Skull or something.
Are we talking like today kids PG movie? Or are we talking like 80s PG where you get away with a lot of shit?
I'm
I'm
talking like
thinking more.
today's.
I would have to think 2010s PG-13.
Okay.
Like in that.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you'd probably have to take that out.
For sure. 80s PG-13. Way
Oh, they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
They didn't give
no
no
fucks.
fucks.
Dude, look at we got fucking tits in Invasion of the Body Snatchers and it was PG.
Yeah. And that was a long
true.
shot.
We did.
They're like,
Yeah,
it's
it was a
veggie
long shot.
titties. It's fine.
They weren't so veggie.
I was thinking Howard the Duck, but also true.
Duck titties. Yeah.
Duck titties.
You boys want to hear what Mr. Kane has to
Yes,
say?
let's
We're
hear
already
what he
at
has
an
to
hour
say.
mark.
Always.
So sorry for the super scattered fucking episode today, boy. Everybody. All right, Mr. Brody Kane.
Well, howdy fucking doody there, folks. It is I, your Kanga Banger, back for another episode of Gore, and this week I'm here to talk to you about Let Me In. Now, Brody, why did you choose Let Me In? Well, let me tell you. First of all, I love this movie. I think it's a fucking fantastic film. It definitely feels like a bit of a twisted, unique take on the, in a sense, a coming of age film. You know, these kids are very awkward throughout society on different ends of the spectrum. I mean, you have a kid who's a vampire and the other one is just socially outcast. And I can definitely feel visually, like, throughout the tone and visual representation of the film, like I feel cold, you know, I feel very awkward at times. You know, it's just that emotional value of like loneliness, hatred, awkwardness of being a kid, you know, not knowing where you are in society, puberty, all that sort of stuff. And I love how that sort of comes into play. You got two separate actors, like one's a vampire, one's just a standard kid, but they sort of relate on both the same level. And I love what Reeves was able to bring to the table there throughout the visual representation of these actors, like giving it all they've got, because the realism is there, but not only that, the cinematography that really helps shine that and makes us, the audience, feel what they are feeling in those scenes. And I felt like that throughout watching this movie. But, I mean, for me personally, I enjoy the remake a lot better than the OG. You know, I definitely feel the OG is a great film, don't get me bloody wrong by any means, but this is sort of a film, and I knew it was going to be at a snail's pace. Let's just get that out of the fucking road straight away.
And then some.
Yes, this film is quite slow at times, but I definitely feels like it needs to be for what this story is that's unfolding for the next hour and near 2 hours, essentially. But I definitely feel like Reeves does enough. Not trying to compare the pair from this to the OG, but I think he does enough with this film to really change up the dynamic of little things here and there. You know, he just really does enough throughout the overall sensibility of what this film's meant to be representing, just to make it enjoyable for me personally, a lot more than the OG. And it's like the violence in this movie. I love how they were able to build up to the realism of those violent scenes that we actually see, and they don't steer away from it, really making us feel uneasy on top of all these other fucking layers. And I just love how it's like a ladder. It's like a ladder. Like, it's like 1 step forward, 8 steps back every time you watch this movie. It's just really not traumatic. It's just sad. It's just very emotional at times. But going back to the violence in this movie, I definitely feel like that it's needed for what the scenes are meant to be. It builds up to a very violent scene. It feels real. It's not just put there for no fucking reason. And it has a build up to a fantastic payoff. You guys are probably going to think I'm an idiot for asking this question, and who knows, I'll probably answer it while saying this to you guys, but they never really specify in the ending. It felt a little bit rushed. It's just me scraping the bottom of the barrel, looking for something to pick out, I guess. And the question is, yes, there's body parts in the pool. A lot of people seen him in the pool last. Does he just get up and leave and go straight on the train with Ellie and just flee? Because it looks sus. His mum's going to go, my only son's just fucked off and vanished. You know, and how the fuck's he going to carry a crate around with a human in it? I don't know. It's just those couple little things. You know, it sort of threw me off at the ending. You know, it could have been written a little bit neater and nicer, whatever it may be. Who knows? I'm probably just looking into it a little bit too much, and I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. Maybe you guys have the answer for me. So really, down to the hardest part of this fucking review, and that is rating this son of a bitch, and that's because it's my pick. I don't really want to try and sound biased, but I have to be true to myself. You know, like the overall setting, the tone of the movie. It's all about rewatch value. Would I rewatch it again? Absolutely. I do think this is a very well structured and made film. So I'm definitely. There was a couple little things that definitely won't make it a 5. I understand that. So I think I'm going to have to give it a 4.5 for me personally. And yeah, I hope I don't sound like too much of a fuckwit by saying that. But anywho, this is how I feel about the movie. And listening to you guys talk about this will be fucking fun. And I hope you gentlemen have a great evening. And I'll catch you motherfuckers next week. So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, Brody. Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Okay, I can answer his question. I don't think they would be looking for him. Let me tell you why. 1, this kid's pretty much invisible to everybody else. Okay. 2, they made everybody get out of the pool. There were so many people running around and everything. He took off running in the opposite direction. So with him being the last one in the building, I don't think anybody would have realized that, hey, where the fuck's Owen? Where the hell's the little scrawny kid? And then finding all these body parts. I think that they left. No harm, no foul. But the only thing that's not explained is Mr. What was his name? Stovich or whatever the hell is Mr. Zorik.
Yeah.
The gym teacher?
He would have had to have been the one to find the body parts.
Most likely, yeah.
You would think so, yeah.
because
Definitely.
you know they locked him out. The fire was happening in the back.
But he doesn't know that they didn't. That
He
Owen
doesn't
didn't
know
get
who went in. He
outside.
doesn't know that Owen got outside. Nobody knows.
Right.
So he would have
Yeah,
gotten
because
away
as
like
far
a
as
sweep.
as far as everybody else knew, they saw him running with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm not saying that they couldn't find people in '83, but let's be honest, that
it was a lot easier.
It's a lot easier to potentially disappear. I
Yeah.
would
It
think.
was because that's when we started having kids' pictures of milk cartons, and there's literally it even showed in this movie. It said it's 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Do you know where your kids are?
Dude,
Yeah,
that was such
100%.
a fucking like that hit, and it's so much like started coming back. I'm like, holy shit! I remember seeing that on TV.
I do kind of remember that ad a little bit too. At least the later ends of it. No, I mean, and as for like moving the crate around, I feel like most situations like that, if you need help, they will give you assistance.
No, no,
So
no.
it's like
Easy solution.
she
She
just
can
hops
fly.
in it.
No, no, no. She
Oh,
can fly.
oh!
So she levitates
I didn't even think
in the
about
crate,
that.
and all he has to do is move the
An
crate while she's levitating in it.
Interesting idea.
I did
I
not
wouldn't have
think
thought of
about
that.
it.
That's
And
just
that
a cool
could-
superpower.
You know what? That can explain too how in every other like Dracula movie where he has that one assistant moves the coffin by himself. Dracula just levitates in the coffin. All he has to do is just move the coffin itself.
Yeah, but the assistant in a lot of those cases is at least partially turned. That they make them thralls and they give them a little bit of superhuman strength.
True.
Look at the fucking what's
Is
his
that the
name?
name
in
of
Fight
it?
Night.
Is this Thralls?
Thrall, minion, whatever you. I think Thrall.
I was,
Same-
because I
same-
was like, somebody told me it was Ghoul one time, and I was like,
a ghoul.
so-
No, a ghoul is something completely
I
different.
thought it was like they're
Yeah,
familiar.
Totally different.
Something
familiar's
like
with witch though, right?
that. Yeah,
Familiar's more with the animal and the witch.
What do they
thing.
call it in Renfield? His Jesus Christ.
I don't.
I never watched that. I wanted to. It might be. A
Yeah, I
next
still haven't
thing.
seen it either.
Nicolas Cage's Dracula. Come on.
I know. That's why I can't believe
Come
I've
on,
never
like,
watched it yet, dude.
It's
I
bad,
saw
but
his
it's so
I
fun.
saw his disfigured form from pictures, and I'm like, I want to watch it for that.
Listen, man. Willy's Wonderland is still one of my like top 5, like in the last like 5
Okay.
years, dude.
it's
So in many stories, a vampire's assistant or servant is often referred to as a drudge.
a drudge. I've
A drudge.
never heard that.
They typically serve as a protector during daylight hours and perform various tasks like errands, acting as a waiter, and sometimes being a source of food for the vampire master. In some older texts, they may be also called just simply an assistant or described as the vampire's human servant. Yeah. So I just always thought it was like a familiar. I mean, because essentially that's what they are. Granted, they're not witches, but it's the same.
It's
shit.
the idea, right?
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
a
I'm going with thrall. I like the word thrall.
So, yeah, I never heard that. So Brody's asking, with the history with the kid bullying Owen and then Owen hitting him back, wouldn't it be a little sus? Especially,
I don't think in the
Brody-
80s, no. In the 80s, man, it was a fucking wild
I mean, it
west,
could be
especially
sus,
when
but
it
it's like
came
you're
to-
going to tell me that Owen,
Remember-
this little
Yeah.
12-year-old fucking wet noodle,
That damage.
ripped apart 4 kids. Like,
Remember too
Yeah.
that they were like literally looking for an adult serial killer too.
Yeah.
that's true. Ghoul. It is. It was Ghoul. That's what I
In
thought.
Fright Night.
Yeah. That whatever the fucking familiar dude in that one, whatever.
See, to me, a ghoul is something else different. A ghoul is literally Night of the Living Dead. They were supposed to. That's what
Ghouls.
They
Yeah.
were ghouls, yeah.
So ghouls to me always signify like an undead creature.
Yeah, that eat bodies.
Yeah. So like, what's her name in going back to Blade?
Yeah, but now if we've retroactively called those zombies, then wouldn't zombies be different than ghouls?
Okay, so back when Night of the Living Dead,
This has nothing to do with Let Me In, by the way.
completely different. Zombies were not undead; they were just people that were put under the.
Originally, sure,
Yes,
but
originally.
it's been retroactively changed, obviously.
Because of Night of the Living Dead, a zombie became a different
right.
thing.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I wouldn't even know if I would say that. Probably going back to like Tales from the Crypt comics from the 50s.
I would probably give some credit to Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, for sure. But I would say it possibly goes back
you
even
have to.
earlier.
All right. Official origin of a ghoul. A ghoul is a creature from mythology, primarily in Arabic folklore, associated with graveyards, the dead, and consuming flesh, often depicted as a demon-like or monstrous humanoid. Ghouls are thought to be malevolent and sometimes portrayed as grave robbers or those who revel in the macabre.
So they're deadites.
pretty much.
An advanced version of a ghoul is a deadite.
I like it. Do you think she would have just exploded or bled out if he had it?
I think she
Let
would have like
her-
full on melted.
I think she would
I
have
don't. That's a really good question, man. She was leaking.
That was
which is really cool. Which is really cool to see because out of
We've never
all the
seen that,
vampire
right?
movies that we've seen, we've never seen them walk in.
Well, why would they?
It brought
None
back
of-
Sinners. It brought back Sinners because Sinners is the most recent vampire movie other than this that I've seen, and so one of the big themes in Sinners is they need to be invited in.
But it was always implied also that once you invite them in once, then they're free to come in at any time.
That's what I thought too, because basing off of
but maybe
Lost Boys.
Yeah.
But maybe because it's a different room, they have to be allowed in every room if the doors are closed.
If it's your
Maybe.
potential house.
I don't know. If you just want to expand it, they have to be allowed in every room.
What if
because
you're homeless? Like you can't
well,
come
then
in
you're
my
fucked. Your
tent.
food.
Like you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if maybe I don't know.
So you just got to be a homeowner, dude? No. You can get a
Brody, I
permit
haven't
here,
seen
Richard.
Sinners. I haven't seen Sinners.
I want to see.
I have not seen Sinners.
I am going to say no. It was not. To me, it was not better than Sinners.
Per Lost Boys, no vampires go the same way.
That's true.
It's true. Some yell
But
and
that's a
scream,
completely
some go
different.
quietly.
But that's a completely different
Yeah, it's a different
universe
vampire
and
too.
different
Oh yeah,
rules.
we had a little argument over Lost Boys the other night.
It wasn't
'Cause
an
you're-
argument. I just said it's not as good.
It
it's
is
great.
fucking
It's a great fucking
fantastic.
movie, but it's not the best vampire movie ever.
Steve, as someone who's seen it really late in life, yes, you're 100% correct. I do not get the hype. I understand
No.
like it's a decent movie, but it's
Don't get me wrong. I love it.
I don't know, man.
I
It's
love
better
it. I
than
have
Near
the
Dark.
poster. I have the poster.
It is better than Near Dark, but that's not saying that much. Near Dark was more just like we just love Bill Paxton.
And I said Vampires. John Carpenter's Vampires is my all-time favorite vampire movie. I love that fucking movie so much.
That's my favorite too. I'm right there with Steve.
See, I saw that in theaters, and man, I can't get through it. I was falling asleep.
Oh, I love it.
I hate I
Honestly, if you want me to pick an all-time, I mean, that's my all-time, but an all-time, 1992's Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's just
too long for me.
I'd
man.
rather watch
It's a great
I'd
movie,
rather
but it's too goddamn long.
no,
that's too
I
slow
love
for
it.
my ADHD ass, dude.
Yeah. It's a great film.
It's Coppola. What do you expect?
I don't like romance. I don't like romance.
Yeah, keep
vampires,
romance
dude.
out of my fucking horror.
I need fucking dirty. Like, I need fucking. Oh my god, dude! What's the not fucking vampires, but the other one there? Holy shit! Fucking Tarantino.
Dust
From
Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a
good
great
one.
That's a good
always
movie.
Go to me, and it's not just because Salma Hayek is fucking hot
I
as
don't-
shit,
lately-
dude.
Dance. Mm.
Lately, I've been going back to Fright Night. Even
Oh,
Fright
Fright
Night's
Night's a
Fright
great
Night's a good one.
movie.
I just feel like Lost Boys. Everybody goes to Lost Boys because it's so nostalgic. But it's cool because it's MTV vampires. for
It
the
is
time.
That's
era
literally,
of
yeah.
its time, dude.
And
for
the
sure.
soundtrack is fucking amazing. You know, I'm actually gonna watch it tonight with Mel because she's never seen it, and we were talking about it the other night. But while it is a great movie, it's just everybody that's like, oh, it's the best vampire movie ever. It's not. It's not. It's a
the best
good
movie.
fucking movie, but it's
No.
not.
I would watch Blade 1,000 times over Lost Boys, dude.
I love.
I
Lost
would.
Boys.
I would.
I
But like
do.
I said,
I do love Lost Boys. But
I saw Lost Boys late in the game, and I feel like, to me personally, a lot of people see that movie with rose-colored glasses. That's just my take.
Can we just? Can we
And
just
that
talk-
ends our vampire segment, Chad Daddy.
I would like to say though, the year that came out, 1987, we got some fucking awesome movies.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
We got
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We got RoboCop. We got Predator.
I mean, RoboCop and
Oh,
Predator.
boom,
I mean,
boom, boom.
God, like that right there. If that doesn't tell you what year 87 was, I don't know what else could.
Innocent blood. Innocent blood.
Never heard of it.
I don't know. Anyways, so clearly don't give a shit about discussing this movie anymore. Chad Daddy, what do you got for behind the scenes, buddy?
Okay, so Elias Codius, who plays the police detective, also provides the voice of Owen's father, John.
Oh,
shit.
nice.
Which is funny because I thought that sounded like him on the phone. I'm like, nah, it's probably not the same guy. And then I did this. I'm like, yeah, shit, it was.
See, Brody's there with me. Blade makes his D hard. I agree. 100%.
Blade's good,
all the time, dude.
Continuing on, when Abby is barefoot in the snow, Chloe Grace Moretz was really barefoot. During filming, the crew had to heat up her feet in between takes so she didn't get too cold. I mean, what
It
do you
looked
think?
like fake snow, though. Maybe.
I had to look it up because I didn't know that New Mexico had mountains that got a lot of
Okay.
snow.
Thank you, Chad. I was just going to say
I was thinking the same
because
thing.
I literally looked at Jen and I go, does it snow in New Mexico? Where she goes, and to her fair, she's correct. How the fuck would she know? So I was like, okay, let me go to Google.
Gene, that's a great movie. My best friend is a vampire.
And
great fun
yeah,
movie.
so I went to Google. Of course, it tried to give me AI bullshit right off the way. I was like, all right, fuck you. So I went to Reddit because where people actually like talking in. And yeah, 100%, dude. In the north side of New Mexico, it snows quite a bit, and then get up to like a foot per annual or some shit.
Los Alamos is right, like literally right smack dab in the middle of the Santa Fe National Forest, and it's surrounded by mountains.
I don't know. Ooh, what do we got? What do we got? Brody saying?
Hold on.
Oh Jesus!
Oh God! Seeing the
How fucking dare y'all? I will literally fist fight all of y'all. That you're coming about near dark. How fucking dare you?
Wait, what did he
coming
say?
about Near Dark, he said he fist fight all of us.
No,
for coming
like
at Near Dark.
I liked Near Dark, but it wasn't. I don't know.
Dude,
It
the
wasn't
ending was retarded. They fucking cured vampirism with a goddamn blood transfusion. That was
Hey, man, dude.
stupid.
Well, thanks for ruining the movie for me.
Daybreakers did it with sunlight, and that was cool.
Oh, I forgot about Daybreakers.
Yeah, right.
I've never seen Daybreakers.
We fucking reviewed
We
it.
reviewed it, Bobby.
Was I on that for that episode?
I swear
Probably.
to God, you were. Maybe you were. I don't know.
You know
I
what?
don't know.
I'm going to YouTube.
It was. Remember, Sam Neill was the bad guy, dude. He fucking burns his daughter alive and shit.
No.
And she's a vampire.
Why is it I don't remember being on for that movie? I don't remember being on for that movie.
And Green Goblin fucking
Who was the
becomes
was
human
it,
again.
was it Ethan Hawke? Was he the main guy?
Bobby, you were
Yes.
on that episode.
Oh, I
It
was. Okay,
episode
now I remember.
248.
You said,
Oh, now he remembers. Now that he's called out
Episode
on it.
248. All four of us were on that episode.
248. Oh shit, dude, that was almost 100.
wait, was that the
episodes ago.
one with the
Yeah.
car that he would drive during the day? He was able to drive during the day in the fucking car because it was
It's where
Brody
everybody was
says
a vampire.
Brody says
Okay, yeah,
Daybreakers
now I
is
remember.
worse. Really?
I would disagree.
Was worse than what?
Near
This?
Dark. No worse than
Near Dark.
I've never seen Near Dark, so I have no opinion.
I'd have to rewatch
Near
Near Dark,
Dark.
and I'm pretty sure only Chad and I reviewed Near Dark because we were the only two that got to see it.
Yeah, because we couldn't find it anywhere else.
Yeah, because it was like weird licensing issues and shit. Yeah.
Dude, you still can't find that movie. I think it's on Tubi once in a while.
That was episode 110.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Long time ago. On a whole different network. Anyways, what else we got, Chad Eddie?
The Morse code message shown at
Shut
the end
up,
of the
Brody.
official trailer spells out the words "Help me."
You know what? Brody, it's so funny you mentioned that. I was thinking about that movie today, and it's been a long time since I've watched it.
It took a couple years for Bobby to finally sit down and watch that. How funny is that?
I'm
Dude,
still
that
not-
movie's
You just
Look,
watched that like a couple months
I'm
ago.
still not convinced that he actually watched it.
I did watch it. Though.
I
You gotta
didn't-
ask him
there's no
like
proof.
deep. You gotta ask him like deep nuggets.
There's no
of, like,
proof
what
that he
happened,
actually sat down and watched it, and I'm not taking his fucking word for it that he did. In my mind, he still hasn't fucking watched it.
Who was in
wouldn't-
Freddy's house at the beginning of the movie?
Kane Hodder. By the
I
way,
didn't
he
get
actually.
that.
You want to know something about that? He actually walked through the door. He wasn't supposed to, and someone was sitting there watching TV.
That's awesome.
You
Anyways,
weren't-
Jed.
I still don't
Director-
watch it, which I did
Director
watch.
Matt Reeves modeled the physical appearance and personality of Abby after seeing photos of a 12-year-old homeless girl taken by Mary Ellen Mark. Moretz said the sadness of her character was decided on by her and Reeves after seeing the photos.
This is where they got the name for the new vampire ballerina movie, Abigail?
I haven't seen that yet. I heard good.
I heard it's really solid, dude.
I heard that. One.
We are reviewing that this year, by the way.
Are we?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Who put that
Uh,
on the list?
I did.
Oh, nice, dude.
I
Have
think
you seen it
we-
before?
Never.
Ooh,
that's going to be
I
a
think
fun
we're doing
watch
it.
then.
I think we're doing it in November.
that's fine. But no,
Yeah, it's November 10th. It's on the schedule.
Bob's looking up IMDb's trivia.
You know,
No.
the one time I legitimately didn't watch a movie and it took me a while to watch it. Like, geez, Christ.
Bobby, you were on the fucking episode talking
know, I
like you
tried to
watched
lie
the
through my
fucking
teeth.
movie.
Tried
I
to-
wasn't even
so
on the
funny.
show yet at that time.
That
But
was so funny because we're sitting there watching it and I get a text from TJ. He's like, Bobby didn't watch this. Call him out on it.
Leslie
because I
was
didn't
just
have,
the guy,
I
but it was
legitimately
awesome.
didn't have time, so I was like, I'll spark note it. Nah, it didn't work.
No, it did not.
But I did watch
fuck.
it like 2 months ago. But it's okay. It's okay.
Maybe that
Oh,
should be a
fuck, Bob.
re-review.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. After
I
that,
actually have that on
episode,
physical.
that would be nice.
I mean,
would
if we
totally buy that on physical.
if it becomes available, we could try Near Dark again.
That's not a bad idea. Dude, we should have. Oh man, do we have a list of the ones that we haven't been able to find before? I know we got Brody's Scarecrow one because that one's always on there, even though it's on YouTube now. So we know that. For sure.
Wrong Turn was on there because we couldn't find it.
I think Wrong Turn did become available recently.
I remember you saying
Yeah,
it did, and I
that was
looked at
months
it. It
ago.
did.
Oh, I
all
forgot we were
set
supposed to
tables.
review that. I
No,
never
no.
watched that.
Was that last year or the year before?
Last year.
OG one, right?
The OG, yeah, not
'cause that
that.
was one of Bobby's picks, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, I love Wrong Turn." And then we couldn't find it.
The first
Oh.
3 are the most fun.
Okay.
Then the
I
there
love
was like
the second one.
Maybe
second
that's a
one's a
series
great
I'll go
movie.
down next after I'm done with this fucking Fast and Furious shit.
I've never seen any of the Wrong Turn movies.
Either have I.
oh,
I'm
dude, they're fun. They're good movie. They're
Second one's
fun
got Kane
movies.
Hodder as the main fucking mutant.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Chad Daddy, for this movie?
The word vampire is said only once in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Noticed
Owen,
that
right?
away.
Yep. He asked her if she's a
when he-
vampire.
yeah. She didn't really have fangs, though, did she?
Well, they never showed us.
She
They
had
like showed her
some kind of
teeth, but
They
like
showed
gnarly.
like it was teeth, but not
They
just
look-
fangs.
yeah, they look like Bubba teeth almost or some shit, dude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, they're all like
The
black.
Nosferatu rat teeth.
Maybe that's what it was kind of going for, buddy. Actually, that's a good call.
Are
That's
you a
very possible.
vampire? No, I'm a rat.
Thanks, Brody. I forgot Henry Rollins was in part 2. I completely forgot he was like the main guy.
Fucking anytime I hear Henry Rollins, like, and he's been in so much good shit, but I still think back to the random Jackass skit he was on.
Oh yeah, when
When
he
he
was
was
in the
tr-
desert
Yeah, where he's driving a Jeep and Steve-O's getting a smiley face.
Oh, the tattoo?
and it
as
looks
they're
so
fucking
fucked up.
going over bumps and shit.
Wasn't he in one of the Feast movies?
He
I think it was in
was.
Feast 2 and 3.
2? I've never seen 3. Two's
Yeah,
the one where they throw the baby in the street. I remember
That scene so much.
We need to go back to that because we only watched the first one. We really need to.
Yeah, we never did 2.
Oh
We
my
had 2.
God.
Never followed up.
Such a great fuck, dude. I love those movies so much because they just say fuck you to every horror movie trope.
I do not remember much about the second one.
The baby's all you need to fucking know.
The baby's the only
He's
you
like,
need
fuck
to
this.
remember. And I love it's the slow-mo of like him looking at the baby, like making the decision. And he's like, sorry, baby.
Do you remember that?
And then the fucking baby hits the ground and you're like, what the fuck? And then
Dude, like all 3 of them just fucking coming out of nowhere. Fucking
such a
gnarly.
fuck. Those
Oh,
movies are
fuck,
so
I do remember
stupid,
that
but they're
now.
so stupid in the best way possible. But let's get back to this shit. Keep getting fucking sidetracked. We're
Yeah, we do.
at
Yeah,
an
let's-
hour and 30.
It's bad.
Stephen King's a huge fan of the movie and named it the best film of 2010. I don't take his word at face value anymore when he said The Flash was the best superhero movie ever made.
It was not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It could
was
have been.
definitely not.
It could have been. It was not.
Keyword. could
Oh
have been.
yeah, he was in The Chase. Chase was a great movie.
Chase.
It was the one with Charlie Sheen, and he had the girl hostage on
Hey,
the
you were telling me
fucking.
about that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and they end up
Uh,
having sex before they get down to Mexico. Because
Yeah. Continuing on, the candy now and later is a recurring object through the film. Owen is consistently eating candy and hiding the wrappers. The candy's theme song is what Owen is singing in his first and last scene, and Abby writes her first note to Owen on a now and later wrapper.
I do not like.
And
now.
she had very good handwriting for a 12-year-old.
That was like calligraphy. That was
So that's
beautiful.
what leads me to believe that she's older than
She's
what
hundreds of years old.
She has to be.
Oh,
hundreds
she's
of
probably
years
like
old.
at least Victorian era,
Yeah,
definitely.
if not older.
Because look at the toys she had, or not the toys, the puzzles she had.
Yeah,
Those
they
weren't
were
just
all,
things that she just
they were
picked up.
fucking-
Those she's had those for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I was looking for a fucking Lament configuration in that bitch, dude. Somewhere.
She figures it out
That
perfectly.
would have been great.
They show up. It's like, bitch, what would happen with that? It's
She
like
would
an
die.
undead, but yeah, vampires. I was gonna say,
The chains would just come in and fucking rip her apart.
like, what if you're already like undead?
Well-
Like,
Well, vampires don't have souls, and the Cenobites want souls.
That's true. Have you ever
What
seen
would
What We
happen
Do in the
if-
Shadows?
I was gonna say, so what would happen if we had a Marvel crossover of Deadpool where he opened up the Lamech configuration?
Oh my god, that would be
It
awesome.
would just be one
Marvel.
scene of Deadpool strung up on the chains and saying "Harder, Daddy."
Yeah.
Yes.
Marvel, make it happen in the comics. Make it happen in the comics, Marvel.
on,
We need
Marvel.
this. We fucking need this.
Marvel originally published the first Hellraiser comics.
That's true.
So
That's
in what we do in the shadows, it's such a stupid show, but I love it. So of course it's about vampires, and Naja, the only female vampire that's in the group, her soul gets brought back to life in a doll. So it's her soul in this doll that looks just like her, but then she's also alive as a vampire. So it's like she has like conversations with her. It's fucking stupid, but it's hilarious.
Can you imagine if everybody could have that though?
I don't want to
Like
talk
a
about
Horcrux?
myself. I already do that enough.
You don't want a
Horcrux.
doll with your soul in it you could talk to it about?
No,
No,
No?
good.
that'd be weird. Be like Chucky.
I mean, unless I came back in a Chucky doll, that'd be good.
Say like eventually like your plastic dick would start working, like and shit like that. Like
Next thing you know, you're growing. You could get it to any size you want.
My God. Okay, get back to the behind the scenes.
You're melting.
This
You're
is going
melting
way
it
too
into
fucking far,
shapes to
man.
make it hit a certain
Thomas
spot.
Alfredson,
Come on.
size, it's the
Director-
motion of the ocean.
Director of the original Let the Right One In was very upset his film was being remade and spoke out against remakes. Since his own career has been dominated by remakes like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Seance on a Wet Afternoon, and an aborted remake of The Brothers Lionheart.
Never heard of any of those movies.
I've heard of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and I want to say I think Brad Pitt's in it.
That's the first I'm hearing about it now.
Yeah, so you got me on that one, brother. All right.
Despite being asked twice by Owen, Abby never reveals her true age. Maybe she doesn't even know how old she is anymore. It's like she's that old.
That's a
Which-
possibility.
I could see that.
So she's like, I don't even know my birthday. It doesn't matter.
So she literally said that.
Yeah.
Which birthday would you go by? Would you go by your actual birthday?
My
or the
vampire
David-
birthday.
Vampire birthday. Fuck
Vampire
yeah.
birthday, dude.
Fuck
That's like,
yeah.
like that's
Vampire birthday.
Fuck
what
yeah.
else would you call that, dude? That's what I would. It's like, yo,
But you know what?
man,
That's what I'm
fucking
going
be a
with.
vampire.
Being stuck as a kid
Would suck.
That'd be
suck
a new horror.
so much because like I said, you're stuck as your mind is still going to mature, but your body, you're just stuck in that.
What's
fucking-
the perfect age to be stuck at?
I would say like in your 20s,
24?
30 at
24,
max.
25.
30 is the max.
25?
I would-
right there? Like 25.
I would say
is
25.
my-
25 was good.
Yeah.
25 is the youngest age to be stuck. I would say my age now, 43, decent age to still be a vampire.
Which in
Alright.
vampire years, if you're 43, you're probably like 250.
You're like, yo, I need to get to that distinguished 50s and then hit me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because then that's when you can start wearing a cape and shit. Nobody will think it's weird that you're a lawyer with a cape.
Cover
Where the fuck was I, dude? That I just saw somebody wearing.
You
a
saw a
cape?
guy with a cape?
It was a lady.
Did he have
with a cape.
sunglasses on?
It was a lady with a cape, and I literally fucking quoted that to somebody, and they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I was like, damn it! I was like, George's dad's lawyer has a cape, and she's like, what?
My favorite part though is when Joe looks at Lane, she puts up the bag, goes, cover me.
Anyways, anything else, Chad Daddy, on this movie?
Let's see. Ariel Winter and Mary Mauser both auditioned for the role of Abby.
Gene says, you know how good I would be at anything if I was 10?
Yeah, but then you're stuck at 10 forever. You can't do shit.
I feel like earliest teens that you'd want to be stuck at is like 16.
No, even that
Yeah.
was
15. Yeah, would it though? 18.
18.
I was like 18, 19.
If you're gonna do it at 18.
You still, you go hit the cruises and get all the old aunties and shit.
Okay, so in the movie, Abby asks if Owen would still like her if she wasn't a girl. This is not only a reference to her being a vampire, but to the fact that in the book, Abby is actually a boy who was castrated at the same time he was turned into a vampire.
Oh.
Excuse me?
And that's also in the original version of the movie.
That kind of makes that line hit a lot fucking different than just the random, like, because I was wondering what we were talking about. I'm like, is she just talking about being a vampire, or is there something else here? And
There was something else originally.
that would fucking explain
Send it in the group chat, Brody. Send it in the group chat.
Yeah, send it there and we'll.
That's fucking all right.
Okay, but so director Matt Reeves explained why a deleted scene showing Abby being attacked as a human was cut, but the scene was released on the internet. Contrary to belief that the scene depicting her being changed to a vampire and entering Owen's mind would be too intense for the viewers, Reeves stated he felt the scene would have disturbed the flow of the film. He remarked he wished it would have been able to make the final cut. In the novel, Eli is actually a boy who was castrated and turned into a vampire. In the original film, Eli, that's Abby in the original version, is androgynous, as despite receiving a glimpse of scar genitalia playing her novel backstory as canon, it's still left unexplained. In this installment, Abby is quite clearly a female. A deleted scene showing her being bitten as a child, which turned her into a vampire, confirmed that.
I need to find that so I can see what era it was that she got bit. I'm going to YouTube right now, boys.
Both films have the same climactic sequence in the pool where the bullies attack Owen, intent on retribution for Kenny's ear. Both times Owen is held under to the point where the bully's older brother is about to drown him. Then Abby attacks and rips apart most of the bullies savagely. In Let the Right One In, one of the bullies is spared and left sobbing in a ball, while in this film it's quite clear that all four have been butchered by Abby.
Ooh, I feel like I would have liked the lone
Leave.
kid. Yeah, dude.
Leave one, traumatize that fucker.
Because nobody would believe him either.
Interesting.
So
yeah,
that's
right.
all.
Like, this girl flew in through the fucking windows and fucking ripped homie's head off.
Yeah, because then it kind of leads them to think that he
could have done it.
Yeah.
Like he's clearly fucking crazy. So, huh? Okay. Well, thank you for that, Chad Daddy.
Brody, in response to that question, I was wondering that as well.
I would say,
I was wondering that when they were in the basement of that.
I would say
yes, because a 12-year-old would think of things like that.
Well, not only that, but just even still, dude, like, yo, man, half of that game is a mental game too, right? So,
I don't know.
But when honestly, think about it, it might be the worst for her because, like Chad said, she's 12. Imagine just be stuck in the worst, like, hormonal stage of your fucking life for perpetually for life. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
So she was definitely bit in like the old world.
Yeah. Well, like you guys said with the toys and shit, you could tell.
The vampire that bit her is wearing like a brown cloak, kind of like a monk would wear. And he's got like all this like gaudy jewelry on him. So she's definitely.
Maybe they just didn't want to show that just to give away the.
So shit, that could be like Renaissance era even.
Yeah, she looked it. I mean, and it's not a horrible scene. It could have been left in. They're sitting on the kitchen floor in Owen's house, and she's covered in blood, and she's like, "Let me in," and she's holding his chin, and then I guess she's sharing her memories with him, and she's asleep on the bed, and you see these gaudy rings kind of come in, and it's like old school vampire in a brown cloak, and he takes her off the bed, and she's struggling, and she's on her stomach, and he bites her in the neck.
It might have been a cool scene.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting to see. Yeah.
Did he send the question?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
bro, you don't have to feel gross. It's honestly a legitimate question because it's like,
well,
like I said, man, this movie already tiptoes the line because she says her age, but we know but at the same time she's not. But at the same time, like in real life, she is. And it's just like even the scenes where it's like she gets undressed, you're just like, this is uncomfortable.
But it's kind of the same, like you said. It's kind of.
But why did she do it that first time, right? Because
yeah.
Well, it's kind of touched upon in Interview with the Vampire with Kirsten Dunst's character.
Yeah, because she was stuck at perpetually like 9 or 10 or whatever.
But her mind was maturing and she wanted to do other things. So,
well, it's kind of, I was trying to say before, like when they're in that basement, that cool place he shows her, when she says, what are something you would want to do down here? And he's thinking something totally different. That's probably where the question for her was coming from too. It's like, no, I'm thinking something else, even though it's weird, but it's like that's probably what it was.
That did get a little creepy there.
Yeah. And at first I was like, oh no, this is not what we need to see here, but thankfully.
So all right, well, let's try to fucking rip through these questions here. So where do we watch this shit, boys?
Tubi.
Prime.
I mixed Pluto and Tubi, so I got a little bit both.
I didn't want to deal with commercials, so I just rented it on Prime.
Fair enough. I will say I started on Tubi, went to Pluto because Tubi's subtitles weren't working, which also Chad Daddy noticed. But for whatever reason, when I finished it on Tubi today on my phone, they did work. So I don't know what the fuck was going on. All right. That takes us to, hold on, I got to get into my shizno notes. What are we doing here? Can we watch this? Is this going to?
No. Does the cover art sell the movie? Would you rent this as a child? So I'll just bring it in.
Oh,
have it on physical.
Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
I wouldn't have touched it.
Probably not. And you know
why? Not right away.
I think Scoobs and I have said this. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it's not Scoobs, but I know I have said I don't really care about vampire movies.
I'm not a big fan.
So this wouldn't have sold me anyways.
This doesn't even sell it as a vampire movie. That just looks like some kind of boring teen docudrama shit.
Well, I just see the blood still around her mouth and stuff, so it's like you could still.
You see the body hanging down at the bottom too, but I don't think as a kid.
I just don't think it would work. I just don't think it would. No.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that, Scubas. Douche of the film.
The bully
and his brother.
God, I wanted to fucking
and probably the dad because the dad of that family too probably treated the kids like shit. So fuck that whole family.
That'd be Kenny.
Yeah,
and I don't know his brother's name. That
douche
kid,
one and
dude,
douche
like
two.
I said, man, he had the most.
He had the face.
Yeah, dude, and he's been in other movies where he's been around that age, and I've seen him before, and I'm like, why do I feel like this kid is typecast as a douchebag? But I could be wrong. No, I think he's in Goosebumps too, right? Like
he was in Goosebumps, but he was also in that movie. He was also that movie Ma, which I've
never seen that.
That's an interesting movie.
I heard it's a think piece, kind of a yeah.
No,
All right, favorite kill.
Oh,
I think I have to go I think I'm actually going to go with Casey Jones's death, man. Like I was almost going to go the tunnel, but the CGI kind of is like, eh.
I'm going.
Even though we get a little CGI in the Casey Jones, I think it's more just like, fuck that Owen closes the door on him, dude, and it's just like, oh damn. Like
I'm going the fire scene in the hospital.
That was fucking solid.
I'm gonna go
the vampire.
I'm gonna go with the leap down off the tree.
All right.
Because she was savage, and then you just watch her leap over the fence when she's done.
That was solid, man. Okay,
but that wasn't a kill.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't kill her, but she definitely didn't like help her out in any way.
Because that's the girl.
She pretty much she pretty much cursed her for death, regardless.
So if we're gonna go then that leading up to her death is the burn, but
I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'll let it slide. It was pretty brutal.
Okay, so that takes us to best scene.
Swimming pool. Specifically where the head drops into the water.
Oh, okay.
That is good.
I'm gonna go the 30 seconds or so right before the vampire girl bursting into flames when you see her turning into a vampire and feeding on her own blood. That was pretty gnarly.
And you know what's cool about that is
the same thing, Chad Daddy.
Because she had to have a blood transfusion.
So
it makes sense to why she's drinking the blood because it's not her blood.
Yep. So I'm just gonna add to that, and I'm adding that entire scene of her doing that, as well as the fire and the 2 deaths in that whole, because that whole scene just had me like fucking Pikachu face, dude. I was like, oh, holy shit! Did not expect that at any means.
I'm going to agree with that too, but I'm going to add on the scene where in the car when he fucking flips it over and he pours the acid on himself.
Ooh, that was
pretty
oh,
solid
the,
too.
the,
Putting that
the
there
car
because
roll scene was
that
solid.
is a fucking that's pain, pure pain, and he just says, "I'm going to do it," and he does it.
I'd also like to give a shout out for best scene of when Owen stands up for himself.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Crack.
Oh,
Honorable mention.
Because A, it was a good scene that everybody was like that you're waiting for, right? But B, we get the fucking follow up, dude, and like you just think he hits him in the face, man. He fucking broke that kid's
ruptured his
ear, dude.
ear.
That shit was fucking gnarly. I was like, holy fuck. And good, nice little gore there, dude. It was solid.
That was good.
That takes us to worst moment or scene. As fucked up as it is, because I know you need it for like character development, I could have probably did with less scenes of them just like talking on the playground and shit. Like, I understand you need it for like their relationship to build and stuff, but I don't know, man. I was just so like out of it in those parts.
I'm going tunnel scene because of the shitty CGI.
See, I still like the kill though, so it's
That's
kind of it's a
pretty
weird like.
shitty.
Yeah, I think I could. I don't know.
Like, it didn't look as bad when she was climbing up the hospital, but I think that's because it was such a far enough shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like at first you didn't even really like notice it, and then you're like, "Oh shit, there she is!" Like doing a little Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You know, I'm just gonna go Scoobs with the shitty CGI that's on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah, I can't really. Now all of a sudden, yeah, I'll just do the same. Just nothing.
Because like all the scenes with her quote unquote not dad or whatever we want to say, like all those scenes are pretty like that dude's solid as fuck. Like all his scenes were good. Not that he was in it like super long by any means, but yeah, I don't know. That takes us to opening scene. Did it hook you in?
Actually, yes. Yeah. Watching the whole line of
was cool.
Cars coming down.
Wait, of what?
The opening scene that you see the mountains and then all the cars and it leads up to the hospital scene. Opening scene.
Oh yeah. With I forgot about the police cars part, but I was just thinking of like him questioning the dude in the bed.
Yeah,
and it's like, because man, I wish I didn't know this was a vampire movie, honestly. Because starting it right off the bat, where he's like, "Are you Satanist?" And it's just like, dude, from that, it's like, what is this fucking movie gonna fucking be, you know? And
I love that because it sets you up for you're not sure what it is, even though it's supposed to be vampires, but I'm like, that's a setup for something else.
Okay, so that line of him, "Are you a Satanist?" You guys probably
Satanic Panic.
Dude, that was big in the 80s.
Yeah, 100%, dude. No,
that was a very real fear in rural areas like that.
You're 100% right. I did not really touch that era of 80s per se. But for this being 83, no, that makes 100% fucking sense, dude. But yeah, opening scene actually did hook me in. Most attractive character.
The
neighbor lady.
Boob.
Mom was pretty hot too.
I'm going with Mom just because she's hot in Stranger Things.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with one boob lady.
One.
She definitely
she had more than one boob.
She had two boobs, but we only saw one. But the one
we only saw one
was nice.
Maybe she
one
had
boob
3.
lady.
Maybe she had 3 like Total Rico.
Yeah.
And for the ladies, I'm gonna say Casey Jones, 89 style. 89 style.
Yeah. Ninja Turtles, Casey, yes.
Yeah, the Dom DeLuise fucking look going on. That's just not. But for whatever reason, his look alone, it's the glasses too, but just the haircut and everything, that helps me put me right in fucking early 80s, dude. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, yep, I know this dude. All right, that takes us to score. Did it set the mood?
Yeah.
I don't really remember too much of it.
It wasn't particularly memorable.
melodic. I feel just because Scoos hit a good point. It was kind of like a Romeo and Juliet. So I feel like there was a lot of music to go along with those lines. But then when the horror needed to hit, the horror hit. So that takes us to best song.
There was a lot of fucking songs in this movie. I had to look up the soundtrack list.
I did not remember any.
All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you want me to read them off to you?
I remember there was a Culture Club song when they were in the.
Do you really want to hurt
arcade.
me? Was playing.
Okay.
There was also Time by Culture Club.
Yeah, that's what was playing when they were in the.
Burning for You by Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, that's
by Fur. Breakup song. The farewell love scene from Romeo and Juliet. The theme song from Romeo and Juliet was actually in it as well. But Turning Japanese was also in it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, I'm going that.
But I am going with my all-time favorite because I cannot go against this man. Let's Dance by David Bowie.
What scene was that in?
I don't remember what scene it's in, but it was just brief. Like you hear him singing like in the background.
I'm
going with Turning Japanese.
I'm going Turning Japanese because once again it makes me think of Jackass. And
I'm going Blue Oyster Cult. That's one of my favorite songs. Can't go wrong.
Gotta have that cowbell. All right. That takes
I got
us
a
to favorite character.
I liked Abby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Abby.
She was a cool little vampire chick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was kind of intrigued in her not dad, dude. I want to know his story.
Yeah, how'd he get involved?
We know his story. We his story was Owen's story.
It's the same story, basically.
It's the same
I know,
story.
but like, I wish we just saw we could have just saw like a snippet of him like thinking back to when he was a kid when he met her or something. Like, I don't fucking know. But I also liked his whole like serial killer arc because that really pulled me in more so than the vampire part. All right.
He was the Riddler. Just go watch the Batman.
I don't want to watch the Batman again.
I don't need to watch that again.
I've already watched it once. Listen,
enough.
It's bad enough when I forgot the main villain of that fucking movie by the time we were done with the secondary. I'm sorry, no. Secondary, third? What do you want to say? Because we had the
third act.
We already dealt with him. So then we had fucking Falcone. So by the time we fucking got done with Falcone, and I'm like, oh, cool. Which is like the fucking second ending or whatever the bullshit.
And then
the Riddler comes in.
You pause the movie and there's 40 minutes left. Like, what's left? Oh shit, the Riddler's in this, isn't he?
I didn't pause shit. I was in the
I did kind of piss.
I was in the fucking movie theater. And then it's like the dude gets sniped. And then I'm like, oh my fucking God, the Riddler's in this movie. I totally fucking forgot. No, I don't need to do that shit again.
Oh God, I only laughed because I did the same.
I think we all did.
No, it was.
And then just throwing in the Joker for shits and giggles.
I forgot half
God,
that movie.
That was stupid.
That looked CW's bad. Anyways, was it scary?
No.
You know what's actually honestly scariest moments? Him interacting with the bullies. Possibly, I would say like the more tense of any like,
or even just the scenes of him being creepy by himself.
Also, possibly weird because you're just like, what the fuck is this kid up to, dude? Like,
you're like, is he gonna kill a cat or something?
Riddler going on his little hunts was scary, but those scenes alone, you know, him essentially hunting. I'm gonna call him the Riddler.
He was
from here on out, but him hunting, you know, that's kind of creepy. Very Son of Sam, and you know,
yeah, right. I fucking dig it. Was he also wearing a trash bag over his midsection too? It looked like
I don't know.
I don't think. I thought he just had a coat on.
I could be wrong. Okay. That takes us to, does it hold up today? So this is 15 years old.
Some of the CGI definitely does not.
The CGI definitely looks a little weird.
Yeah,
it doesn't hold up there for sure.
It doesn't hold up CGI wise, but I think story wise and the movie itself, it does hold up.
I was gonna say cinematography wise, looks
yeah.
Not to jump ahead and everything, but everything, this movie looks great. Everybody does their job. So
yeah, no, 100% with that.
Which that takes us to, how was the acting? Once again,
great.
Everybody did their job.
Very solid.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really felt like they were cheesing in.
No, not at all. Everybody felt very well acted in their roles, especially the bullies. I think they did a great fucking job. You know, she did a great job as Abby. He did a great job. And the actor that played Owen did such a great job at just playing that nerdy fucking 12-year-old that's bullied. You know, he played victim very well.
He did.
It was the haircut.
Yeah.
All right. Cinematography
It was good.
Really
Definitely,
good.
yeah,
It
really
was, it was good.
Once again, shout out to the car flip scene. That was probably like the coolest fucking looking thing. Did we like the premise? So, premise isn't necessarily a new premise because, like we've talked about, we've seen it in Interview with a Vampire, right? Like, vampire stuck as a child and having to deal with life.
But this is the first time you really see that as like the main focal point of the movie itself.
Yeah.
That's true.
100%. I don't mind the premise. Actually, I'm on board with it, especially because it actually gave me more than I was anticipating going into this movie. So, yeah, I would say for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
And the climax, was it satisfying?
Fuck yeah, fuck those.
No,
bullies.
definitely.
Yeah, the bullies getting shredded.
Yeah, I would. You needed that, dude. Like that was. It was closure that wasn't necessary if the bully had changed his ways, but clearly he didn't, and they were all riled up. So we had to have some fruition with that. Recycle, rewind, remake, reboot, reshelf, boys.
I'll rewind, but it's going to be reshelved for a bit.
Let's reboot it with a sequel 20 years down the road. Fuck it. Let's go.
I'm going to reshelf and reboot.
I'm not going to lie, though. I'd probably reshelf this without a rewind. I don't think I'd ever need to watch this again, personally.
I may watch it again just so Mel can watch it with me. Because she didn't get a chance to watch it with me. Like I said, we started watching it together. And so I may rewind it just to watch it with her to get her thoughts on it. But it's not going to be for a while.
It does intrigue me to watch the OG, though.
I remember watching this with Steph when it first came out. And then last night, I'm like, oh, hey, this is the movie this week. Here's the trailer in case we've seen it, but I don't know if you remember it. And she didn't even respond to it. So I'm like, she has no interest in it. So I'll just watch without her. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can say Jen did not care for it when we were watching it last night. So, all right, let's rate this bitch, boys. Brody started off bar high with a 4.5. That is fine because we all are biased with our own movies sometimes. Bobby, what do you got, buddy?
3.3.
3.3. Scuba.
I told Mel I was going to give it a 3 when I got home today. Told her I was going to give it a 3, but I think after discussing it with you guys and hearing Brody's take on it and doing the whole pros and cons of the flick, I'm going to give it a 3.5.
3.5. All right. Chad Daddy.
I think I'm with Scoobs on this and giving it a 3.5. Like, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It could be a bit shorter. And you make it about at least 15 minutes shorter, it could be a really good film.
I would say even 20.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Make it shorter, but give us the scene that was cut out because I think that adds a whole different level to the film that needs to be in there.
Not only do I agree, but the director would agree with you as well.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that.
All right. And I think now, granted, I kind of started late, but I wasn't able to finish it in one sitting, and nor did I care to finish it in one sitting. CGI was kind of bad. Everybody did their parts, though. It looked nice. I feel like it's more than a mid, so it's definitely higher than a 2.5. I'm gonna go with Gene. I'm gonna go with a 3.1.
Okay.
And I will say, Gene, your analysis there of Joker Folie à Deux being better than the Batman, no, the fuck it's not. No, I would watch the Batman on repeat than ever fucking watch Joker Folie à Deux again.
I don't
watch Joker.
Same.
I'm never gonna watch that sequel. That's probably an
I've never wanted to watch Joker just simply because I've never sat around and thought, you know who really needs a movie? The Joker.
Thank you, Chad.
He's not even the Joker. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's.
Right.
Anyways, continue.
So for 2010's Let Me In, we have a 3.6.
That's fair.
Okay. Yeah, that's very fair.
All right, Chad Daddy, what do we cover next week, Dark Lord?
Next week, we are dipping our toes back into the found footage anthology of
Oh, shit.
VHS Beyond.
Hey, that's a me pick.
That
Well,
is
that's
a
on
Bobby pick.
And you know what? That's on Shutter. I don't even have to think about that. So
Yeah,
I know where to go for that shit.
Mind you, so I haven't seen this one yet. I've been wanting to watch it,
I've also never seen
I'm
it
not-
either.
Nope.
but I've
Same.
heard good things
I-
about this one.
I think I bought it on physical. I think
Did
I
you
have it.
really?
I think I did. I don't know. I gotta go look. I already
Hey.
put all my Blu-rays up except for the stuff that I bought for the movie or for
Okay.
the show.
For the show.
So there's a stack of DVDs that or Blu-rays there that is specifically for our
Nice.
podcast, but I've already put everything else in storage. So
So you did not buy this movie then?
I did not buy this one. I don't know why, but I did not buy this one. And
I
but
bet you're
you know
glad
what?
you didn't.
I regret nothing.
It's all right. Sometimes that
Fair
happens.
enough.
Oh shit! What was that one? Oh god! Well,
Fucking Bobby movie.
Last Shift. No, not Last Shift.
No. Open
Open
24 hours. Fucking bullshit ass fucking movie. Fuck.
That's
Hey,
the one that
Christ.
pissed you off.
I'm gonna take that shit to the gun range one day and just be like, "Hey, Bobby, this is for you."
Yeah,
You're
but
not
didn't you buy-
insulting me, man.
Wait, but which
That's-
was worse, that or Witchboard?
Ooh. Oh.
Fuck, man. Look, man,
But
As
Witchboard
much-
comes with the cool little Ouija board, though.
it does. But as much as I hated that movie, there's just some
You'd rather
movies-
watch that.
No. It's not even that.
Oh.
That movie. I watched it with my dad.
Okay.
So that
So there's
is-
nostalgia to it, for sure.
Oh my god! Speaking of my dad, so he passed away in 2016. His 9-year anniversary is coming up this Friday the 13th. So as we're walking around the mall, Damien's like, "Oh shit, this Friday's Friday the 13th." I'm like, "Yeah," because they have this really cool like little camp area set up in the middle of our mall where you can go and take pictures and stuff. And I'm like, "Dude, I wish I could dress up as Jason and come out here and take pictures on Friday with people, but the mall won't let you fucking go in with a mask." And he's like, "Oh fuck, you think Grandpa will come back as a fucking zombie?" I'm like, "I fucking hate you." I was like, "He'd be a revenant. He'd come back as a fucking revenant." I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot," because Jason came back on his birthday, whatever.
At least,
Like, you're
hey,
stupid.
at least he wouldn't come back as a shade.
Oh yeah,
Or-
yeah. Fucking
Not as
Boring
the
ass
OG
shade.
either.
bullshit ass fuck. No, he would definitely not come back as a shade if he came back.
Well, on that note, boys, I'm going to say we skip nerd news tonight.
Yeah,
Dude,
because we
Works
are
for me.
over
Yeah,
2 hours.
it's-
Dude,
it's
nerd
time.
news.
It's time
Uh,
for bed.
Yeah, we're way past our 2-hour mark. So, Bob, if you want to start us off.
This is your killing machine, Bobby and Moan, saying we will see you next week for VHS Beyond from your long Don Silver. See you next week.
This is your host with the Ghost Daddy himself, Lord Scuba Copper, saying, "See you next week, baby."
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder in the Chattahoochee, saying, "Join us for VHS Beyond and be kind, rewind."
Hey, and I am Not So Mean Fluff Master Supreme, Big John D, saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for joining us for another fantastic episode of Goremore Podcast. You know where to find us. You know how to share us. So please do. That being said, take care. Godspeed. Watch the movie. Join us next week and stay fresh, cheese bags.